Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are back with a 24-hour fundraiser, football fans for the NHS. The time now is 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. here in the UK, and we are rearing to go for another 3 hours. And there you just saw it flash up on the screen. We have made £12,769 and 56 pence. Absolutely brilliant. United Stand have been on for the last 3 hours, Flex and Rants, and all the guys there doing a brilliant job for the last 3 hours. They took it over from me from 3 o'clock in the morning till 6, and now it's with me. This is my last leg, 6 till 9, and then from 9 o'clock, Mark will be taking it home from 9, and we'll be finishing at 12 midday and would have completed 24 hours. But the great news is that you guys have been absolutely incredible with your donations. It has been fantastic what you guys have done. It really, really is. Let me just recap to you again. £12,769 and 56 pence. That is an amazing effort, and clap yourself. It's been outstanding. So we are back here for another 3 hours, and as I said, I've been really, really enjoying myself. Want to know where you guys are watching us from, right? Would really, really like to know, because we know that a lot of people on different time zones. So it'd be really, really interesting to find out where people are watching us from. Have you been following us right throughout the 24 hours? Is there anybody out there that has been on every single video on both platforms? As I said, this initiative is football fans for the NHS. We're trying to raise as much money as possible so that we can, donate it to the excellent NHS charity. All the money that's been made off of this stream is going to the NHS. Super chats is going to the NHS, and that's from both channels, both here on AFTV and on United Stand. And as I said, it's been absolutely brilliant. The amount of people that have been watching these streams on both platforms live has been absolutely incredible. So thank you very, very much for that. Also, during these 3 hours, I'm going to be constructing our team of the season. What has been the Premier League team of the season so far? I'm going to be asking you guys to help me out and tell me what should be the team of the season so far. So that's what we're going to be putting together. That's one of the things we're going to be doing. I'm also going to be giving you soon some, for all you Arsenal fans out there, let's catch up on some transfer news. As usual on a Sunday morning, there's lots of transfer rumours floating around. And also we're going to be targeting in on some of the other sort of big rumors that have been floating around as well. So, and we've got guests, of course, coming on throughout the 3 hours. I've got to say, we've had some amazing guests on. Matt Lucas, famous actor, just popped up last night and jumped in the stream. That was absolutely incredible. I don't know if you was here at midnight when we had Troops and Expressions on. Oh my God, I couldn't have dealt with him at this time in the morning. Trust me, it would have driven me mad. But they were on one last night. Those two lost it with our special North London Derby special. They both were happy. They were both going absolutely crazy. But listen, keep donating. The link, as I said, is right there in the description. You can also see there's QR codes there. You scan those, it takes you right through to the page. And from there, you can donate, and keep donating as much as you possibly can. Give what you have, and we really, really appreciate it. Let's see where you are checking us out from. That's fact. He is over there in Malaysia. So big up everybody else. What sort of time is it over there in Malaysia? I can't remember how far ahead they are. That's this Malaysia. Got to be about a good 8 hours ahead of the UK. MUFC United says he's watching from Pakistan. So big up to you. Respect you. We got Ivan. He's watching from the Bronx. in the United States. Stay safe. I know I've got a friend actually who lives in the Bronx as well, in New York. I was chatting to him last week, and I know that you guys have been going through a terrible time, just like we have been over here in the UK and lots of other places around the world. So stay safe, mate. Bigging up Maraf, still love in Ethiopia. Respect, Ethiopia. This guy says he's watching from Mars. All right. Have you got a cure you can send down to Earth right now for this coronavirus thing? That would be really helpful right now. Charlie from Croydon. Big up Charlie from over there in Croydon. We've got 09 All Things Soccer watching over in Australia. Rajet is in Buffalo. So congratulations and thanks for joining the stream. We got Abhishek there, love from India. Of course, last night we had a couple guests that came on from India. We had guests that came on from China. We had guests who came on from Russia. We really had an international feel. Shava Gaya from Nepal. Fantastic, mate. Glad that you are with us. Hamza in Birmingham. Birmingham's cool. Birmingham's cool, mate. We are grateful for you watching. Devin in Ireland. Daniel also in Ireland. Big up all the Irish crew. Big up Jackie. Right? Everybody from Ireland right now. Respect is due. We've got Ashley Griffith. It says, keep up the good work, Robbie, from Plymouth in England. Got Mikam there with a super chat, watching from San Antonio in Texas. Must be hot there. He says, it's 5 minutes past midnight here, supporting your oozing army for X troops. Doesn't look like a wisdom tooth no more since he has been working out. Laugh out loud. And he says, much love and God bless. God bless to you as well, all the way there in San Antonio. Julius is watching live from Uganda. We love you, Robbie. Please visit us one day after COVID-19. Trust me, I want to, you know what, that's another thing I'd like to find out from you guys, right? When this is over, give me something that you'd love to do, something that you ain't done yet, that you would love to do when this whole coronavirus thing is over. And me, there's several countries that I'd like to visit that I haven't been to. I'll put Uganda on my list, you know, but there's several countries I want to visit when this thing's over that I haven't been to yet, you know, because trust me, something like this makes you realize that, you know, live your life, man. Live your life. Salman from Somaliland, enough love. But it does, don't it? Don't you think, right, when something like this goes down, you realize that, you know, live your life, man. This, all those people there sometimes will be out there hating on people and so. Live your life. You don't know how long we're going to be here, right? As this whole coronavirus thing has proven. Plus, as well, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're focusing on rubbish when, you know what I mean? You could be gone tomorrow, or you could be struck down sick. So live your life. Bigging up Lincoln in Miami. We've got Matthew Martin from Nottingham, but watching from Canberra in Australia. Very, very nice. Preston, we love you here in America, watching live from America. So listen, we've got a global audience going down right now and really, really appreciate it. Sean says love from Sri Lanka. These are some nice destinations everybody's watching us from right now. So respect due. See you live, he says, an Arsenal match plus join you and DT for a post-match interview. Can't wait to be back on that. And by the way, just to remind you as well that AFTV, we've been broadcasting all of these streams across primarily YouTube, and that's been absolutely brilliant. But we've also been live on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch throughout these 24 hours. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting us on the various different platforms. We really, really appreciate it. Still getting enough love from around the world. Tomcat from India. Ted Fred from Manchester. OMG Vicstar, love from Spain. FCH supporting from Sydney. You are all over the world right now. Ibro, big up AFTV and United Stand, watching all the way from the USA, New Hampshire. Enough respect to you. Mihir from California. And do you know what the thing is? You know the thing about this, right, is that this thing has been touching us all around the world. So it's not like, you know, anybody's been immune to this. This is everywhere. Everyone's getting this right now. So to everybody watching right around the world, thank you very, very much. I just saw, well, that one just disappeared there. Amon, he says it's 5 p.m. in New Zealand right now. 5 p.m. That's how far they are ahead. It's 6 here in the morning, 6 a.m. here. And you know what? When I was sort of, after I'd done the last stint, I had a little nap. I was like, oh man, I've got to grab 2 hours sleep if I can, which I don't think I got 2 hours sleep. Sort of reminding me in two things. Reminding me, number one, of football, because a lot of times when we've got games, especially games in Europe, a lot of times we'll go to watch a game. After that, we do filming all of our videos and everything, editing and everything like that, get back to the hotel, more editing, and then we might say have a flight at like say 6 in the morning. So by the time we finish editing, it could be like say, I don't know, and getting the videos out, it could be like say 3:30 in the morning. Then after that, we say to ourselves, right, we've got to catch a flight, so let's grab 1 hour's sleep, 1.5 hours sleep, then get a taxi, get to the airport so that we can then leave and fly out. This is what this is reminding me of, this sort of sleep that I've just done, this little sort of power nap, 1 hour, 40 minutes sort of thing. That reminds me of football. When you've got games abroad, trust me, that could be a grind sometimes. Once the game's over and you've got to come home, a nice grind, but it's a grind. And also, it reminded me a lot of the people that we're raising the money for right now, the NHS. These guys do incredible shifts. You know, it's not unusual for somebody in the NHS or anybody else working in the health service, whether it be here in the UK or across the world, it's not unusual for them to do 12-hour plus shifts. And you imagine that, a 12-hour plus shift under stress, under pressure, it's hard, right? And in all those times, you're saving people's lives. And particularly at a time like this, it must be so tough. That's why doing something like this and recognizing what these people are doing by donating to them and saying thank you is absolutely incredible. So keep that coming, keep that money coming through. We really appreciate it. And for all you guys as well, that live abroad, that have been donating, thank you very much. The money's going to our National Health Service, but trust me, your contributions have been amazing. Chad says from Trinidad, he says that the full 24 hours, bless up AFTV, United Stand, Coronating here. So it's everywhere. So he says no sleep yet. So I think he's saying no sleep yet for him. And credit to him, man. Respect due. Keep donating. Keep donating. Now, let's jump in a bit of transfer news now. Arsenal today getting linked with Rodrigo Moreno of Valencia. Rodrigo, good player. I remember when we played Valencia last year. If I remember rightly, he missed an absolute open goal, right? He missed an absolute open goal in that game. But he is a good player. Spanish international, although not regular player for Spain, but a Spanish international. And Arsenal have been linked with him today. Now, looking at his goal scoring record, so far this season, 5 goals, 11 assists. So you can see from it, I mean, that's a good assist record, but he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. He's 29 as well. And said, you know, the valuation being put on him is he cost around about 50 million. What would be the point in doing that when we've already got Aubameyang? You know, you're going to be swapping out for a guy who's not as good, costs more or less the same money, and is on a similar sort of age. So, but we're getting linked with him today. that doesn't inspire me. Moreno, you know, again, we're going to get linked to a lot of strikers. I'm sorry, Rodrigo Moreno, but Maruf, they're saying Rodrigo's a good striker. He's good, but he's not exceptional. And as I said, I've seen him play in the flesh. He's quick. He's good. He's skillful. But I don't know, man. I'm not that inspired by Rodrigo. I know what you guys think. Beginning actually, Griffith says Green Army, Argyle, give Argyle a shout out. That's going to be Plymouth Argyle. Enough shout out to you, mate. And also bigging up MC and Andy Williams says big fan of AFTV and he loves Leno. So shout out to you. Jordan Forwards is saying Jimenez is better, and I agree with you. That's a proper. Don't get me wrong, Rodrigo is a good striker, but I don't know if I was going for someone like that, somebody like Jimenez, who's been in the Premier League, more proven, that would be more something. But Rodrigo, I don't know. You put me straight. I've seen him play in the flesh. I've seen him play games. He's all right. But I don't know. Am I being too harsh here? But I'm not inspired by that link whatsoever to Rodrigo from Valencia. Another player we've been linked with today is Axel Diassi. He plays for Reims over there in France. Now, this guy I don't know anything about. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Apart from I've seen us being linked with him. We were linked with him in January. As a matter of fact, they were saying that in January, Arsenal were on the verge of getting this deal done. But in the end, it didn't happen. Reims would apparently take about £13 million for him. He's a centre-back, which, of course, we need. 22. Lots of clubs said to be looking at him right now. So that's another player that we're linked to. Be cheap enough. But that's another player. I don't know if anybody out there knows a lot about him. I have to be honest. I don't really know anything about him. Doesn't mean he couldn't be a top player. We've seen some good defenders come out of France. I mean, did we know anything? Say Upamecano? Did people really know anything about him before he moved? No. From France to RB Leipzig. Issa Diop, who went to West Ham, didn't know much about him, but these guys have turned out to be good defenders. So does anybody know anything about Axel Diassi from Reims? That is a player that Arsenal are being linked with heavily today. It's a super chat here. Jovanic says, Robbie, does the Ox leaving Arsenal and winning the Champions League show you that Arsenal isn't as an attractive proposition to be at the pinnacle of football and isn't the place to be? Listen, we haven't won the league at Arsenal for well over 10 years now. So if you're a footballer and you want to win titles, you want to win the top prizes, titles, Champions Leagues, you wouldn't go to Arsenal. I have to be honest right now. You wouldn't go to Arsenal. You'd go to Man City, you go to Liverpool. You may even say, you know what, I might go to Manchester United because they're going to invest a lot of money. They might, even though they haven't got nowhere near it themselves recently, but you might think to yourself, they'll invest the money to try and get there. But then you look at Arsenal and you say, Arsenal are good. They'll be in for a shout for the top four, but they're not going to win the league. They could have a decent European run, but the likelihood is they're not going to win a European competition. So if you're one of those players right at the top, you're going to think twice. You're going to think twice about going to Arsenal, if you really want to win things. That is the honest truth of the matter right now. It's really upsetting for me as an Arsenal fan because I would like to see Arsenal challenging for the league again. That's where Arsenal should be. Arsenal are a major club. And, when we was at Highbury, I think every player, you speak to players now. You saw Paul Pogba the other day. He said that when I was younger, I supported Arsenal. Lots and lots of players who supported Arsenal and dreamt of playing for Arsenal because they saw Thierry Henry, Vieira, Robert Pires. They saw these great players and they're like, they saw the way they Arsenal played, and they dreamt of playing for Arsenal. But I'm not too sure if that is the case anymore. Table Tennis Twin says Axel Diassi, I hope I'm pronouncing that as right as well. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but he says he's a solid ball playing centre back and is part of the second best defence in the top 5 leagues. I think he'd be a great and affordable signing. So there you go. There's one recommendation. As I said, I ain't gonna lie to people and carry on like I know who this guy is, because I don't. Ashley Griffith says, I work 12-hour shifts. Love what you're doing. Trust me. So as I said, big up everybody in the NHS, man. That's a regular thing in the NHS. 12-hour shifts. These guys put it in. Trust me. So Axel Diassi being linked as well. There's still rumours about Thomas Partey coming in at Arsenal. Now, again, it would be fantastic for Arsenal. I do think we need a defensive midfielder. I really, really do think we need a defensive midfielder, top grade one. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, yes, Thomas Partey would suit Arsenal down to the ground. But again, could we get that deal done? It would not be cheap. Partey would not be cheap. You're talking anything between 40 to 50 million pounds, although that valuation may come down after this coronavirus crisis, but it's going to be a lot of money. I can't see how we could possibly get that done without selling somebody. So there's been talk of maybe you could send a Lacazette the other way. So Lacazette could be, maybe go to Atletico Madrid with, Partey coming the other way. You could possibly sell Torreira to finance it, but Partey would suit Arsenal down to the ground. I think that is the sort of, from what I've seen of him, he is the sort of guy that would do really, really well at Arsenal with his style of play and what we need to let the other players play, that sort of shield in front of the back four. Chris is saying, get in Partey. Of course, lots of other clubs have been linked with him. Partey is going 50 million to United. It is an interesting conundrum here. Hamza says, Robbie, would you rather win the Champions League or the Premier League? Ooh. We haven't won the Champions League, so I think at this moment in time, I'll take anything, but if it was a choice, I think I'd have to go. Champions League. We haven't won that, so I'm fed up with these Chelsea fans saying, "Oh, champions of England, you never sing that," and all that sort of stuff. When we are a much bigger club, so that will shut them up. They won't be able to sing that no more. So yeah, definitely Champions League, but we're miles off at the moment. We're not even in it at the moment. Camlog says Diassi was going to Norwich, but they couldn't agree a fee. So again, not like every one of the top clubs sort of chasing him, but again, could offer. Arsenal. Those are the sort of signings I feel that Arsenal are going to be looking at as well. I know we're getting links with Upamecano and these guys and stuff like that, but these type of signings, especially with what's going on right now, I can see those as the more sort of realistic stuff that you're going to be seeing happening. So Upamecano and those guys, it sounds lovely, but those other sort of signings, man, is probably more likely what we're going to see. Preston says, does the revenue from these streams go to the NHS too? Yes. The answer is yes. Every penny that we make off of these streams is going to be going to the NHS, as well as all of your donations, which, as I said, you can click the link in the description, and you can also scan that QR code, which will take you to the page, which will tell you how to donate on the Just Giving page. The money's gone up again. We're now at £12,837.54. Keep those donations coming in. Bigging up Emilio, who donated. Thank you very much. Quite a few anonymous donations have just come in as well. Keep those donations coming in. Issa, Basma, who donated. Kenny, thank you guys very, very much. Keep those donations coming in. It doesn't matter how small it is. It doesn't matter how big it is. It can be as big as you want to make it. We will really, really appreciate that. But keep those donations coming in. The whole purpose of this is we try and raise as much money as we possibly can for the guys in the NHS. The other thing I wanted to ask Arsenal fans is what's going to happen with Pablo Mari and Cedric. Both of those guys came in January. Both of those came in on a loan deal. Of course, with what's happened, we haven't seen Cedric at all because he came in injured. So he hasn't played one game. And Pablo Mari, of course, I think one Premier League game he played. Both of those are, from what I understand, they both want to stay. Pablo Mari was saying yesterday how he's really enjoying his time in London. His wife loves it over here in London as well, and he desperately wants to stay. But will Arsenal be able to keep him? That is going to be a really interesting thing to find out. What will happen with Pablo Mari? So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops up. But Pablo Mari and Cedric, what's going to happen to them? We have Claude. How you doing?
All right. Oh.
Good morning, mate. Good morning. How you holding up?
Oh, dear. We had too much wine last night, my friend.
We had too much wine. Let me rephrase that. You had too much wine. I heard about this wine thing. And what about you? Went over onto United stand. DT told me that you completely bombed in that quiz. What's going on?
I did. No, it wasn't. If it was a football quiz, but they pulled out some questions. I ain't got a clue, mate, what they were pulling out.
I was watching it, and I thought it was a football quiz, but it weren't. They were asking you all kind of general knowledge.
Batman, and I don't know. What do I know about Batman and things like that? I ain't got a clue what they were all about. Oh, Jesus.
He said to me he actually got the most right, didn't he?
Yeah, but you know what he was doing? He was guessing as well. He said he was guessing a lot of them as well, so he just got the right because it was a multiple choice, so he just guessed them, didn't he? But he done well. He done really well, but unfortunately, I let him down last night. Let him down big time.
Went over there and made it. I was going to jump into that, but I've left it in your hands, and you lot can.
You would have done even worse, mate. I'm telling you. You wouldn't have got none of hardly any of them right, mate.
No, of course. Listen, man, I was watching it, and there was a lot of those questions, right? I was getting right. A lot of those, although I did think, as you said, I thought it was going to be more sort of football questions. It was like a general knowledge thing, wasn't it? Table tennis fans asking who won the quiz. As I just said, we lost the quiz. Mainly due to the fact that Claude, who was on the wine yesterday.
Yeah, but hold on. Another thing, right? That's a bit of a setup, really, because they must have known the questions. The bloke who was setting the whole thing, the quizmaster, was a Man United fan as well, so he must have been setting up.
I'll go with you on that. Yeah, they fixed it.
It's amazing how Goldbridge was so quick on the button as well on a lot of them questions as well. Straight on the. No, I'm not having it, mate. I'm not having it.
But you're up bright and early, mate. What time do you normally wake up?
I wasn't sure. Someone said I wasn't sure what time was coming on, so I just tuned in.
Are you normally up this early?
To be honest with you, I don't sleep very well at the moment. Especially with this, I'm drifting in and out. You know, with this thing going on now. It's like 3 hours here, 3 hours there, and drift off. During the day, you start sleeping. It's horrible at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. You know what? My sort of sleeping patterns were starting to go haywire, man. And I just said to myself the other day, I'm going to start treating it like when I'm working. So, Monday to Friday, I'm now waking up like 6:30. And then going to bed you know, around about as early as I can, about 10 and things like that. But then on the weekends, I'm just treating it like a normal weekend and trying to just do my normal sleep, because otherwise, I mean, what was starting to happen to me, my sleep patterns were all over the place, man. You know what I mean? Trust me, it was, and I think the thing is about this lockdown thing is you have to try and get things as normal as you possibly can, you know? That is the key to it. We've got a couple of people here asking, saying, Robbie, get Ty on.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'll be sleeping still.
I did speak to him during the week, right? And I said to him, I go, Ty, I want to get you on one of these live streams, man. Right? So I'll send you the link. All you do is you click it. Just even explaining that to him was a task.
Yeah,
he's useless with modern technology, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that's why I said because I wanted to do it with with the Claude and Ty show, because we normally do it every week. I thought we could do it on here a bit, but he ain't got a clue as well. He hasn't got a clue at the moment.
What time is he? Is he a late riser?
Well, I don't think he rises at all, because you can phone him all day and you don't get through. I don't know what's the matter. I think now since this has happened, I think he just sleeps all day. I don't think he even gets up. That was worrying. While I was listening to Matt Lucas this morning, I just see a bit of clip of Matt Lucas. 18 minutes. It could be 18 months before we.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
I don't know that.
I was listening to him. I say that. Yeah, I hope he's wrong, man. You know what I mean? But you know what? What he was saying a lot of stuff that made sense. You know, and obviously, he as well. He was saying the industry that he's in, a lot of in the theatre and stuff like this. It's he just can't see how it's going to come back as quickly as what people are saying, and I hope he's wrong. I really do hope he's wrong, but you know what? A lot of what he said really did make a lot of sense.
It is worrying, isn't it? I mean, when you don't even know when it's safe to go out again, really. Properly.
Yeah.
You don't know, do you? Until they find that vaccine, and how long's that going to take? As he said, it could take ages to. Oh, it's very worrying. It's very worrying, but what can you do?
Very worrying, very worrying. You know what? I'm going to try and see. Claude, stick around. Don't go nowhere, yeah? No. Don't go nowhere. You stick around here, right? Because I'm going to come back to you in a second, right? But we've got a guest that's going to come on with us right now. Her name is Liv. Are we there? Have we got Liv there? Oh, she's disappeared off the stream. I'm trying to get Liv there. Liv, you with us? Oh, I'm not quite sure she can hear us. Liv? Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Liv? Oh, it's not really happening. Liv, I think she's coming to us from China. Let's see if she can sort her stream out, but she's having a bit of problem with her stream at the moment. But Liv, I was going to try and talk to, just because we've got a couple of Chinese fans coming out. I really want to see how they're coping with it over in China. Yeah. I think that's going to be the model for how we get out of this, isn't it?
But aren't they out of lockdown now over there now? So they're out of lockdown.
Yeah. That's, some places over there are out of lockdown. I think but it's how they're coming out. They're sort of coming out in stages, aren't they? So let me see if I can get her in again. Stay with us, Claude. You there, Liv? Well, the stream seems to be lagging quite a lot there. So we haven't quite got Liv in. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to find out how they're dealing with it. While she sorts her stream out, Claude, one of the rumors today is Rodrigo from Valencia.
Rodrigo, yeah. No. Good option. I saw him play. I've seen him play. He was quite. He played well against. Was it Chelsea he played against this season? I thought it was quite.
Yeah. Played against us last season as well.
Yeah, stood out. He did stand out. So.
Quick. But what I'm saying is, right, what I'm saying with somebody like a Rodrigo, more or less the same sort of age as a Aubameyang. So far this season, 5 goals, 11 assists. It doesn't get me excited.
No, I don't. But you're not going to find many Aubameyangs out there, are you?
That's why I started looking at it. It'd be foolish to sell him. Then there's another guy we're looking to called Axel Diassis from Reims over there in France. He's 22-year-old centre. Why are you holding your head like that? A 22-year-old centre back said to be worth around about 13 million.
Someone could be facing the Axel if the don't know much about him. What's his record like then?
I don't know a lot about him. There was somebody I asked people in the comments if they'd heard of him. A couple of people came back and said, "Listen, he's a solid centre back. Playing for a team that's got one of the best defensive records." I don't think Reims. They're not in the first division. I'm sure they're like a sort of League Two French team as well. I know that's where Guendouzi did sort of come from there, but no, I don't really know a lot about him. Claude, those are the type of players we're going to be looking at.
No, I know. Yeah, I just thinking about it. But you know, sometimes you get a gem, didn't you? I mean,
yeah.
When you think about it, sometimes you do get. Remember when we got Colo Torre? He was just a trialist, wasn't he, when he came? Remember? Yeah. Look what happened with him. He turned out a good top centre half, didn't he? So, you know, I mean, you don't know, do you? It's I don't. Go on, sorry, mate.
Let me see if I can get Liv back in there. Liv, are you with us? Can you hear us? Oh, she's really struggling with the stream now. Yeah, Liv seems to be really struggling with the stream. Her stream's worse than yours.
Yeah. No, but even last night when we was doing the quiz, my laptop went off, didn't it? So I missed 2 questions. So.
Is that you? You still with about, from what I heard, you still got about 20 questions less right than DT. So even if you missed 2.
No, Tay was about 10 behind DT. I think you had 48, 38 or something.
Reims says Reims are 5th in League One, says Premier League Soccer. So so they are in the top league, Reims.
Good champagne.
They're 5th and they got a good defense. Good champagne. Sorry?
Good champagne there.
Oh my God, typical of you. The other one, of course, that we keep getting linked to is Partey.
Yeah, another good option to have. When he played against Liverpool, looked really solid, didn't he? Solid player.
Yeah,
I like him, but it's hard as well. It's another one you can get carried away by looking at 1 or 2 games on.
Yeah, true. But I think he's been consistently good though.
No, it's quite. How much would he cost though, roughly? What's the price of him?
You're talking 40 to 50 million pounds. There's also there's a lot of clubs interested in him, so he wouldn't be cheap at all. He wouldn't be cheap at all. Let me see if we can get Liv again. We're trying our hardest to get Liv. No, it's not happening, man.
We're getting Livy Ledge, I think, at the moment. Ricky Fernell says, I gave a £5 super chat but forgot to put a message. Birmingham fan here. Memories of 2011 final. Keep NHS. Do you remember that game? Oh my god! Oh, what was it? Koscielny and shit.
Koscielny and Chesney.
Oh my!
Right at the end of the game.
Stone Cops, weren't it? Oh my god!
I always tell the story, right? Is that I remember seeing a mate of mine who's a Birmingham fan, and I saw him. You know that McDonald's by Wembley. When you go, sort of, it's near Wembley Way.
Oh yeah.
Stopped off there before the game, and was just having something to eat, and I saw him in there, and I was bantering him and saying, "Listen, mate, you're gonna, like, I'm almost sort of saying to him, yeah, what was the point in coming from Birmingham, man? You're gonna get us beat." And he's going, Robbie. He goes, "We're gonna beat you lot today." Believe you me, we're going to be. And I was going, wait, what makes you think Birmingham are going to beat us? I go, come on, man, get real. He goes, watch, you will see. We are going to do you today. He kept saying it over and over, right? And then after the game now, I come out, who do I see? Him. And he was giving it to me, man. And I was like, that was like the declining of Arsenal, innit? When that game, that summed us up completely, didn't
you know what? Because we murdered them in, I think it was a few weeks back, we murdered them in the league. And I think
easy.
And we murdered them. And then we play them in the final. And I couldn't understand that, because talking about Mackies, I do miss my McDonald's breakfast. I do miss my I do.
They're going to be. I heard they're going to be opening back up. We just hit, by the way, 12,837 and 54 pence. Keep donating. Come on, let's get that up to 13 grand. We're getting near to that. All the money's going to the NHS. So 12,837 and 54 pence with your donations.
That's brilliant.
Keep it going, man.
With the super chats, that should take it more up to 15, shouldn't it? With the super chats as well.
We've had loads of super chats. Remember, super chats. Remember, all the revenue that's made across, not just here on AFTV, but also on United Stand, all the revenue for these streams is also going into this as well. So we're really raising some good money here. We're raising some really, really good money here. So let me see if I can get Liv again. Liv. That stream's really not working out. Can you hear us, Liv? No, it's just not happening, man. Like you said, we might have to get Liv's instead. You know what I mean? It's just not working. We just can't get her in. But Claude, the other thing I'm doing today, right, is I'm trying to put together a Premier League 11.
What, over the best what, this season, you mean?
The best this season. Yeah. The best this season, right? So I'm going to sort of construct it in a sort of 4-3-3. So let me start off with you. Goalkeeper.
Henderson.
All right. Where did my bit of paper go again? Right, Henderson in goal. Henderson from Sheffield United. Why is everyone going Henderson?
I think it showed a lot of character, but since the that major error he made against Liverpool,
he let the ball through his legs that time against.
He's shown a lot of character since then. I think it's been the best one this season. I think.
Okay.
I think Leno's had a good season as well. To be honest with you.
Leno's been superb. I think Leno also. You know who else? I think would have a shout for getting in goal is the Burnley keeper. Nick Pope.
Yeah.
I think he's been even better than Henderson. He's a really top keeper. Nick Pope.
Yeah. Another one that's good. Yeah.
All right. I'm going with. Let's stick with you on for a minute. So Henderson in goal. By the way, just before we go to right back, let me do this one. Larry Keys Jr. says, "All the best to you guys in the UK from Washington DC. I'm a City fan, but much respect to you guys for doing this for the NHS. Thank you very much." There's also another shout here. Fahim says, "I think Ben Foster has been brilliant this season," and that's true. He's made some incredible saves. He has been really, really good. Another shout out here is Henderson, no debate, says AJ. So he agrees with you, but then people agreeing with me. Pope, Nick Pope. So, but you're shout here as well for Allison. But you're going Nick Pope, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Right back.
Got to go for the Liverpool boy, Alexander-Arnold.
Trent.
Yeah, Trent.
Right. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Left back.
I'm going to go with our one because I think he's played really well there. I'm going to go with Saka. I think Saka's had a good.
Saka, okay.
Yeah.
Saka. All right. So you've given me three. You give me three so far. You've given me Henderson in goal from Sheffield United, Trent Alexander-Arnold right back, and you've given me Saka at left back. Right, hold it. I'm going to come back to you for your two centre backs in a minute. So, but let me see if I can get Liv in again. It looks like she's got a better stream. So Claude, give me 1 second there. Don't go away because I'll come back to you for the rest of your team. Have we got Liv there?
Hi, Robbie.
Hi, how you doing? This is great to have you in.
I'm doing great. Finally.
Finally, we're having some.
I've been trying the whole time.
Yeah, we've been trying to get you in, but it seemed that there were some problems with your stream. But we got you in now. Are you over there in China at the moment?
Yes, I'm in Beijing.
In Beijing. First of all, before we talk about football, wanted to find out how you guys coping with the coronavirus crisis over there.
We're doing good, actually, because things are pretty much back to normal now.
Oh, wow.
We don't have a lockdown anymore, pretty much, and people are going back to work.
So is it with like lots of conditions, or is it literally back to normal?
It was like a month ago, but now it's just like normal. Well, people still wear masks, and you get tests of your temperature everywhere you go, but it's just like the old days now.
Oh wow! Well, that's brilliant. That's great to hear, because then that starts to fill me with hope that we can get to that stage. Obviously, we're behind where you guys are at the moment, but you know that's why I really want to ask you that, because that then gives me hope that we can get to that stage. Or could you see, like, for instance, us returning back, you know, from a football point of view, to football in say, I don't know, the next couple months, because we are a couple of months behind where you guys are at. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Sorry.
Could you repeat? Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, could you see then us maybe getting back to, you know, in a couple of months to where you guys are at this stage?
Because our Super League was supposed to begin at the end of the year, but it got postponed until end of June. That's a very long time. So I think it probably take a couple more months for England to get back to normal. But
when would you say? When would you say?
Maybe July. Let's hope it's gonna be July, because if it's even later, it's gonna affect the next season. Yeah.
So you could see, you know, by what you're seeing at the moment, you could see possibly July we could be playing football over here in the UK again.
I think that's the best case scenario.
So that's good. But listen, that's great news that you guys are sort of getting back to normal out there, because you know what, at the moment over here, we're going through what you guys were going through a couple of months ago, which is just complete lockdown, stuck at home, no football. It is, it's driving me mad. It is driving me mad right now.
Yeah, it drove us crazy as well, because it was during Chinese New Year, and that's the biggest holiday of the year, and people had to stay in without going to visit their family members. But we got through this, so you will get through this as well.
Thank you. That's brilliant. As I was about to say, right, it shows that if people stick to, you know, the social distancing and stick to what we're being told to do and stay at home, we can get through the worst of this.
Yes, of course you will. And we didn't just do social distancing. We had no socializing at all. Everyone just stay in without seeing anyone. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing now over here as well. So let's hope, you know, we can get through this lockdown and get out of this. Now, I know that you're a Man United fan.
Yeah, for more than 10 years.
Wow. What do you think of it? You know what? I was having a big debate the other night with Flex, who does the United stand, and he was talking about Jadon Sancho. And the fact that he's been linked with a move to Manchester United. And I was saying to him, because he was saying to me, it probably cost about 100 million. And I was saying, for me, 100 million pounds, he's a good player, but I don't think he's worth that. But what about you? Do you think he's worth that sort of money?
I totally agree with you. I think no one is worth 100 million, especially in a difficult time like this. Because most clubs don't have enough money to splurge on players, and so we shouldn't spend that much on him. And he's great, but he hasn't proved himself that much to let us pay 100 million on him.
What have you made of Bruno Fernandes? I mean, since he's come in, that has sort of coincided with like Manchester United really having a big uplift. But what have you made of him?
He's already a fan favorite here in China. Everyone loves him. Everyone's like, let's forget about Pogba, let's sell him. But I'm really looking forward to seeing them play alongside each other.
And what have you made of, again, another guy that you just mentioned there? Has been a lot of debate about him, and that is Paul Pogba. What have you made of Pogba? Do you still have faith in Pogba that he can come back into the Manchester United team and do well?
I've always been a fan of how he plays football. I mean, apart from his hairstyle and everything like that, I always support him. I always want him to do well. It's just he's getting so much criticism that he doesn't deserve that much. So I'm just hoping that fans can be more patient and give him more time to see what he can really bring to the team.
And can you see Man United? Because again, there's so many debates I've been having with Manchester United fans recently. But there was, of course, a time when it was our two clubs that we were the ones that ruled the roost. It was Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, it was always that match, slug off between us two. It isn't that no more. We're both, have not challenged for the league in a very, very long time. But can you see Manchester United, re-emerging and challenging for the league now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I really hope we will, because even in China, there's a joke that fans compare Man United to Arsenal because we were great back in the day and now we're both struggling. So we're making fun of these teams, but we also want both of them to do well. And I'm very positive towards Ole because I believe that he's got the right decision, right players, and he got the right DNA. So why not trust him?
Okay, and who's the biggest supported Premier League club? Is it Manchester United over there in China? Who would you say the top three biggest supported clubs over there?
It has to be Man United, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Okay, what
because
about
Liverpool's doing so well? There are more and more Liverpool fans here.
What about sort of the emerging club? Well, like Man City, do they have a lot of support over there?
Some people jump on the bandwagon, but I don't think they're real fans.
That said like a real Man United fan there about Manchester City. Well, listen, Liv, thank you very, very much for coming on today. I really, really appreciate it. It's great to get your insight about what's happening over there in China, and it gives us a lot of hope that we can, also get back to normal here. I mean, because this is just, I remember like watching what was going on in China at the start of the year and thinking, oh, that's terrible. Being locked down for that. Oh, I couldn't do that. And now we're having to do it.
Yeah, who would have thought? But you definitely get through this because you have someone to learn to.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Liv. Appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. That's Liv there, Manchester United fan from China. We've also got Sam. We've got Sam here. Sam, another Chinese fan from over there. Whereabouts in China are you?
Oh, well, I was originally in Tianjin, which is like, 30 minutes away from Beijing up in the north. But right now I'm in the middle part of China. And, it's also the most populated part of China. And it's still partially locked down.
You're still in lockdown?
Well, because there are some still increasing cases here. I mean, the part of China where I am is pretty much the same in terms of size with England, but we have 100 million people living in this small area. So it's tricky to get the situation in control. So basically we're still in lockdown, but it's not like the situation is basically back in normal. Like you can actually get to the supermarket to buy groceries. People are actually going to back to work, and I would say the life is, heading the right direction to be back to normal.
Okay, so interesting that because and I know I've been to China, so I know that it's a huge country. When I went there, I was like, this place is big. You know what I mean? I've never seen such a big place, but I know it's such a huge place. But interesting, we were just chatting to Liv there, who lives in Beijing, and she was saying that things are more or less back to normal. That you got to people are wearing masks, they test your temperature literally everywhere you go. But apart from that, it's getting there. It's getting back to normal. You're saying that where you are is a little bit more behind that, like getting there.
Yeah, because we're actually closer to Wuhan, where the epidemic center was, and we're just like 1.5 hours away from there. And also, I told you we're really populated, so it's gonna take time, but I think it's gonna be back to normal in a few days. Like right now, China kind of sealed the border to control, all the foreign nationals are temporarily not allowed to enter China, and also like the government is taking lots of policies to crack this down, and I have faith that the life is going to back to normal really soon.
Yeah, because obviously every single one of us over here in the UK, number one, for our own personal selves, want to see things get back to normal, but also, we're a football channel. We want to see football get back to normal, and we keep thinking, can we see the Premier League season? I mean, obviously, we're a couple of months behind where you guys have been, so we're looking at it and saying, well, if you guys are starting to get back to normal now, what does that then look like for the Premier League? When does that get back to normal?
To be honest, I don't know that much about the situation in England. I left England last year to do business trip in the United States and also Malaysia. So I'm not. I don't know what's been happening. But in terms of the Chinese Super League, well, the starting date is definitely constant changing. But presumably it's going to restart at around June, like the middle of June. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the same in England. Hopefully it's going to be back, because sports fans are definitely hungry. I've been seeing people searching for Burundi Football League to watch Tajikistan Football League.
If the Chinese Super League does start back, right, is it going to be with fans or is it going to be behind closed doors?
Yeah, there's a confirmation from the CFA saying that there's not going to be the case where the game is played without any fans, because it's a highly commercialized football league over here, and there's no point for them to play a game with the door shut.
So the intention is to open it back up and play it with fans.
Yep.
Okay.
That's 100%.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to be watching very closely from over here what you guys do, because as I said, you're ahead of us right now with this where you were a couple of months ago. So kind of we're going to be learning off of what you guys are doing to see if we can implement the same thing here. And if you are able to play it with fans, that's encouraging for us that we can get it back on over here at some stage with fans as well, because watching these games behind closed doors with no fans, it's awful. It is awful.
I know exactly what you mean. And also, I'm glad you brought the point, like you learning. I think learning is one part in terms of dealing with this pandemic, but also helping each other. Because I remember at the very beginning of the pandemic, I got calls from my friends from UK, from the United States, asking if I'm doing okay and sending me masks. And right now, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. It's my turn. It's our turn to help you guys back. So, I'm just so grateful that you brought me into this brilliant event. And also, I donated 1,000 masks to the NHS workers. And
you donated masks. You donated some masks to the NHS workers.
Yeah, the representing the Chinese Crawley Town Fan Club.
Fantastic. What's your team then?
Well, my team back in China is Tianjin Teda. We've got few former English club players, like Jean-Albi Mikel. He was with us a few years ago. And I actually met him in Middlesbrough last year, and he was a nice dude. And we have some big names like Sandro Wagner from Bayern Munich and Stig Tofting, who played for Bolton.
And what's your team? Your English team? What's your Premier League team?
I haven't picked a side. Well, everybody was trying to convert me to support their team, but I feel like I still need time to make the decision. But I've been supporting.
Time to make the decision to support Arsenal.
Well, one of my friend, you probably know him, Timsey, was trying to convert me to Arsenal fan, but I told him that I may need more time to decide it.
What time do you need? The time is now. Support Arsenal, right? I'd say you don't need no more time. We're the best in this country. I mean, it's the biggest club. It's the best club in London. It's the club that everybody loves.
Well,
what more time do you need?
Probably after I actually watch a game with you guys.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we'll convert you. Next time you once this is all over and you come up to the UK, we'll take you to a game. Done. Just stay clear of Tottenham. You don't want to ruin, go and join, follow them, and then your life is ruined.
I was living in Whitechapel last year. So closest ground to me was actually West Ham United.
That was West Ham, wasn't it? That's sort of West. But then you know what, Arsenal, we are London, right? So even Whitechapel, we got a lot of supporters. Whitechapel around East London way. So that's still Arsenal territory. Come on board. Arsenal, you won't regret it. Well, mind you, I don't know.
Well, I think I've got a potential reason to get me on board. I heard there's a really decent Chinese restaurant next to Arsenal's ground. Is that correct?
That is very true. That is very true. We do. See, that's another good reason, right? So make sure you come along and join Arsenal. But listen, I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you very much for giving us a real insight into what's going on. Stay safe down here, yeah?
Yeah, you as well. And thank you so much for granting me this chance to...
no problems. And that's fantastic what you've done in donating those masks to the NHS. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. We should help each other. We're going to get through this.
We're going to get through this. I love that. Thank you very much. That's Sam over there in China. We still got Claude there.
All right.
That's interesting what he's saying there. But both of them, what they're saying there, they're both sort of saying that, listen, after because after listening to Matt Lucas last night, I was like, oh my God, well, we're done. You know what I mean? But listening to those two who have basically been going through what we've been going through, but they've been going through it, they're a couple of months ahead. They're saying basically there is light. We can get through this. You know what I mean? They're now starting to get back to normal. So that fills me with a bit of hope, man. I feel a lot better after listening to them too.
Yeah, it was a bit down after Lucas. Now they picked me up a bit after that. Yeah.
Let's just get a couple more just because we're still going through your team of the season, Claude. Lewis Royals says, I'm a United fan, but I'm curious, what do you think would be the most important position you need to improve? Most important position we need to improve, Claude?
I actually think defensive midfielder. I think maybe more than anything. When someone, as I said, someone like Ndidi, something like that, I think would be brilliant for us.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna keep doing the team, Claude. But right now, just to remind everybody, we're now on 12,913 and 16 pence. 845 people, by the way, have donated, and that is absolutely incredible. Come on, let's push that up now to 13 grand. We're nearly there. We're nearly at the £13,000 mark. So let's push that up to the £13,000 mark. You guys are doing brilliantly out there. Keep donating. Keep those donations coming in. Lots of super chats coming in as well. Really appreciate that. That's all going to be going into the pot as well. So this is incredible so far. Claude, centre backs now.
Perhaps when we get back to normal and everything, we do one of our walks for them as well. When we get everything back to normal.
Definitely. I'm feeling the one thing about this lockdown, I'll tell you what, I'm feeling a lot fitter because I've been training every day. So I'm feeling a lot fitter, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe we could do the walk again. Centre back. Give me 2 centre backs.
I'm going to go Johnny Evans and Virgil van Dijk.
Johnny Evans. All right.
Brilliant.
Johnny Evans. Okay. All right. Who's your holding midfielder?
I can have just I'm going to go Ndidi.
You go Ndidi. All right. Right, then give me 2 other midfielders.
I'm going to go alongside him. I'm going to go De Bruyne and I'm going to go Henderson.
De Bruyne and Henderson.
A bit solid there with De Bruyne and
okay, and then your front 3?
Let's have a look at the front 3 now. This is the front.
Who's your striker?
I'm going to go Aubameyang. I'm going to go Aubameyang down the middle.
All right. And then who you going left and right hand side?
Got to have Sadio Mane in there, haven't we? Got to have Sadio Mane.
Mane in there.
And the other one is a bit tricky now.
Hurry up!
I'm just thinking. Who else can who can we pick? So we got Mane.
You got Aubameyang down the middle. You got Mane.
What do you think? You give me one. Go on.
It's your team. All right, I'll come back to it. Let me read a few more comments and I'll let you have a think about it. Think about it. And maybe people can give you suggestions as well, but think about it. Who you think should be. Here's a suggestion. Casual says Adama Traore.
Yeah.
Right. So
he's had a good season. He has had a good season.
Another recommendation here for it's disappeared on me, but it was is that excuse me there. Salah or Morris?
Yeah.
Someone says.
You know what? I'm gonna say but he's not. I thought he had a better season last year, but I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick Salah in there. Salah. Yeah.
Salah. Yeah. Okay. So your team is Henderson in goal, Sheffield United. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Johnny Evans. I mean, he's had a good season. Anyway, Johnny's your team. Johnny Evans, Saka at left back, and then you've got a midfield of Henderson, Ndidi, and De Bruyne. And then up front, you look good up front. Salah, Aubameyang, and Mane. That's formidable up front. That's Claude's team of the season so far. What about you guys? Let us know what your team of the season is so far. Give us your 11 from goalkeeper, right back, centre back, 2 centre backs, and a left back. Then we're having 3 in midfield and 3 up front. So we're going like a 4-3-3, yeah? So 4-3-3. What is your team of the season so far? Because the season ain't over yet. And after I'm speaking to those Chinese fans, I feel a lot more optimistic after speaking to those guys. They've lifted me, man. Matt Lucas had me like, I was like, I know they lifted me up now.
It made me reach for my another bottle of wine after watching that.
No. You as well. Stay off of that wine, yeah? Stay off that wine, mate. Leicester fan opinion here says Vardy. Vardy is the top goal scorer. You know what? The funny thing about it, right, is Vardy is the top goal scorer in the league. And I've seen a lot of people doing their teams of the season, and not one of them have mentioned him.
Yeah, he's had a good season. Yeah.
He's a top goal scorer. And at one stage, I mean, wasn't it the one stage he'd scored like literally back-to-back every single game? Let's see. This is Simbu's Simbu 96. This is his team. Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, and Gomez with Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that's and Robertson. So that's literally, this is Liverpool's team, right? Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho. That's another great shout. Mane, Salah, Firmino. Basically, his team of the season is Liverpool, right? So, come on, get a bit more creative than that. Surely there's some other players that have a shout.
You can't argue with their record this season. You can't argue against again.
Yeah, but you've got. I mean, come on, De Bruyne are not in there.
No, yeah, he's.
United Extra Time says Robbie knows United is the biggest club in England. 680 million fans around the world in the latest official data that was done. And they are the biggest club in England, I know, but I was just trying to convince that guy to support Arsenal. We're the biggest. We are either the second or third biggest club in this country.
Third. I would say Liverpool and United are the biggest. I think Man United and Liverpool.
Yeah, probably, especially with Liverpool they've been having recently. Matt says this is his team. He's gone Henderson, AWB, Evans. Oh, they've gone for Evans as well. Yeah. Van Dijk, Robertson, Kovacic. That's a great shout. He's had a good season. De Bruyne, Rashford, Aubameyang, and Mane. So that's a bit different.
Rashford, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Rashford. I don't know.
Let me do my one, right? So I'm gonna have Pope in goal, Nick Pope in goal from Burnley. At right back, I'm not going for Trent Alexander-Arnold, even though he's a fantastic.
I know you're going to go for, but I can tell you you're going to go Wan-Bissaka.
I'm not going for Wan-Bissaka.
Who are you going for? Go on.
Ricardo of Leicester.
Yeah, good shout. Sorry, yeah,
Ricardo of Leicester, and then I'm going Virgil van Dijk, and I'm going Sionchu.
Yeah, no worries.
Sionchu of Leicester, right? And then Saka on the left-hand side. I've got to throw an Arsenal player in there. Defensive midfielder. Oh, I think maybe Fabinho.
Yeah.
Fabinho, he's been very, very good for Liverpool this season. He's been solid. De Bruyne, it's got to be in there. I'm going Adama Traore. He guy's really excited me every time I've seen him. Then, well, no, maybe not Adama Traore. No. You know what? I think you've got to put Henderson in there, innit?
I'd definitely swap those two Leicester centre halves for the two that we've got. That's for sure.
And then up front, I'm going. Do you know what? I liked your front three. Salah, Aubameyang, and Mane. Although I was thinking you could possibly put Vardy in there as well instead of Aubameyang, but yeah, Salah. No. I want to make it a bit different to your team. I want to make it a bit different. So, no. I'll stick with that. So this is my team. So my team is Nick Pope, Ricardo Pereira, Virgil van Dijk, Sionchu, Saka, Henderson, Fabinho and De Bruyne. With Salah, Aubameyang, and Mane up front. That's a team. That is a team. What are you guys saying? Keep your teams coming in.
You know, we could have beat Sionko. We were after him for a long time.
We were after Sionchu. We were after him. And, you know, it's interesting. We was chatting to Lee Chapman from Leicester Fan TV, and he was saying that, listen, Sionchu was on the bench all season until Maguire left. You know, and look how good he's been. Ekraba says, keep up the good work, United Standard AFTV. Watching from Minneapolis, where it is 1:15 a.m. over there. This guy's not too feeling our Saka selection. He's put loads of laughing emojis. John B says, Henderson, AWB, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, of course, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Ndidi, Fred. He's been. To be fair to Fred, he has picked up. I mean,
was you want Wilmer in there as well?
Ndidi, Fred, De Bruyne, Mahrez has had a good season. As Mahrez has had a good season. Vardy and Mane. So the front section, I'm not sure about Fred, man. He's not that Fred's had a bad season. He has, to be fair, he has played really, really well. But nah, man, not even. Ibrahim says Henderson, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Virgil van Dijk, Sionchu, Robbo, who's that? Oh, Robertson, Andy Robertson, Kevin De Bruyne, Fred again. Maybe he's sus, Claude. Fred's in there again. Henderson, Mane, Vardy, and Jimenez. Shout out for Jimenez in there.
Jimenez is a good season. Yeah.
All right. This guy's gone for Dean Henderson in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Van Dijk, Sionchu, Robertson, Rodri. Don't know. Rodri started off well. I don't know if I'd have him in the team of the city. Started off well. De Bruyne, Kovacic again. Another shout for Kovacic. Salah, Mane, and Aguero. Kovacic has had a good season. He has had a good season. Keep those teams coming in. Keep those teams coming in. Is another one. Sanjay watching from New York City. He says it's 2:15 a.m. over there. He's gone for De Bruyne in goal. Of course, in Newcastle. Wan-Bissaka, Soyuncu, Van Dijk, Ricardo Pereira, because he says he can play left back as well. Wijnaldum, who I think is such an underrated player, actually. He has had a fantastic season. Kovacic, De Bruyne, Mane, Aubameyang, and Mahrez. So that's a decent one. Jadison, Henderson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Sionchu, Egan. Who's that? Who's that abbreviated for? Robertson, Henderson, Kovacic, De Bruyne, Mane, Vardy, and Salah. So lots of your teams coming in there, and some very, very good selections coming in there. Keep those coming in. We want to see, we're putting together the team of the season, and we want to see what you guys are saying. Meek says Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Virgil van Dijk, Maguire, Robertson, Ndidi, Kevin De Bruyne, Grealish, Mane, Vardy. That's his. He said right wing is tough to decide. Listen, it is tough to decide because there's been some good players. Keep those donations coming in. Where are we at now? Let me see where we're at now. Oh, we're still with £7 off 13 grand. Come on, guys. Keep donating, man. Push. Jadon Sancho, yeah.
He's got to dye his thing, isn't he? Now, did he get?
Yeah, he's got to dye his beard. Well, I think he bottled it a bit because originally the guy was telling him he's got to shave his beard if we got to 10 grand, and then he switched it to dyeing it. He was all quick to, you know what made me laugh at that? He's all quick to jump in there and say, yeah, you've got to do your forfeit. We use, but when it came to him now, he's backtracking and stuff like that. Cut the beard off. Right. Jadon Sancho. And this is a question I want to put out there to everybody who's listening as well and watching. And I'm going to give it to you as well, Claude. Jadon Sancho. Is he worth 100 million quid? Which is, said to be what Dortmund want for him.
Not for me. Not for me. I think it's no, not 100. No, and also 100 million in this time with the way the money's going to be at the moment. I think they'll struggle to get 100. I don't think they'll get 100 million for him. There's no way he's going to go for 100 million. No way.
Flex telling me the other night saying, listen, he goes in the current. He'd be worth that amount of money. I just, he's a very, very talented player, young player, of course, English, so you do pay a premium, but 100 million pounds. How smart are these German clubs at the moment, by the way? Like Dortmund, went over, took him away from Man City's academy.
Man City, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right.
At Man City, where he couldn't get a game, they take him, bring him back over to Germany, give him first team football because they know he's a talented player. Now he's considered one of the best young players in Europe. And now they're saying, well, if you want him to come back to England, 100 million. That is smart, isn't it? I mean, I can't remember how much they signed him for. I don't know if people might be able to remind me, but it couldn't have been more than about 15, 20 million. And now 100 million is what they want him. You see this guy saying that Sancho is better than Sterling. Yeah. Not yet, he's not. Not yet, he's not. No. Teja says if Sancho is 100 million, then Saka is 200 million. Well, I don't think Saka is as good as
no, still Saka's still quite young as well, isn't he?
Yeah, 18. Exactly. He'd be worth a lot of money. Sancho is actually sick. Wanted him on BT a lot last season. No chance he would go to Manchester United though. Lots of shouts coming into Sancho is cold, says Ben. Lots of shouts coming in for him. I think this Cricket Association Nepal said 18 million. 18. So this is what a lot of these German clubs are doing now. And by the way, Borussia Dortmund are one of those clubs that are interested in Saka. This is why Arsenal need to get that contract done.
I thought he signed it. I thought he had signed it.
He hasn't signed yet. The report says that they've not had because of all the coronavirus stuff that's been going on, they haven't had a chance to sit down and start to talk to him about a new deal. But they haven't signed him yet. And Borussia Dortmund are looking at him, and it's attractive if you're a young player because you're going to go there and play first team football week in, week out. Look at that kid. What's his name? Manchester City. Foden. Phil Foden.
Yeah.
He is considered one of the best young players in the country. Gets picked for England and stuff like that. He can't get a game hardly. Pep Guardiola's always saying, he's outstanding, great talent, but you don't play him.
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to rush him, does he? I don't think he's
rushing. How old is he? Listen, he's 18 as he wants to play. That's the same reason why. That's the same reason why Sancho left.
Look at Martinelli this year. It was really, as you said, was playing a month. I think they don't want to push him too much forward too quickly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see. I think next season you could see more of Foden. I think a lot more.
Yeah, but Ab says Sancho is better than Pepe. At the moment, he is. You've got to say. But the thing is about it, right, Claude? Yeah, you say that, but if we don't start giving these young players a chance to play, if you're a player like Foden, if Foden was at Borussia Dortmund, he'd be playing every week.
Yeah,
and he'd be playing every week. He'd be doing bits. And then they'd probably be talking about him playing for England and stuff like that. Foden, he's 21 now, Foden. So you want to play. You want to play week in, week out.
I thought he was younger than that. Oh, right.
Okay. I think I think somebody like Foden, you know, this is what those clubs in Germany at the moment, they're very smart because they're looking at these really top players in England. They know that the academies in England now are very, very good. It's not like they used to be. The academies now are the best in the world. They've got the best facilities and they're turning out some excellent talents out of these academies now. But if you don't play them, then these teams from Germany are going to come in and pick them off. Maybe actually, maybe that's a thing with this coronavirus crisis. Maybe you're going to see a lot of these kids start to get a chance because they're going to be forced to give them a chance. Blind Guna says, "Oh, super chat. Thank you." He says, "Good morning to both of you. How are you guys doing? Are you guys tired yet?" I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I had a little hour and a half. I'm all right.
Yeah, you've been through it all, haven't you? I mean, you've done half of the shift, so done really well. Well.
Phil says Gnabry is a prime example. There you have it. There you have it. Gnabry couldn't get the game time at Arsenal, left, went to Werder. Was it Werder Bremen he went to? Was excellent there, playing week in, week out. Now he's at Bayern Munich. Now he's possibly Germany's the best German player.
I think what happened with him though as well. I think Wenger bloody sent him with Pulis. Remember?
Yeah.
Should never have sent him there as well. And then when he came back, he was a little bit down. It was a bit down one end, and then we let him go. I think he's a great talent, but
I think that's been proven.
That game at Swansea was outstanding. I remember, and it just started. And then suddenly we didn't see him anymore.
Sorry, apparently Foden. A couple of people have come in and said no. Foden's 19. I'm not able to check with her, but Foden's apparently 19. And this guy Larry Key says he'll be replacing David Silva.
He is Silva, huh?
Yeah, but you say he'll be replacing David Silva, but it wouldn't surprise me with a team like City that they go and buy. Well, and maybe this coronavirus thing might stop them from doing that.
No, well, I mean, not only that, it's with this they could be on the ban, isn't it? So they might not be getting Champions League. So they're not the attraction that they were without the Champions League. I don't know if that ban is going to still stand. I mean, they're appealing that still, are they?
They're still appealing that ban. I get the feeling that they'll get some sort of ban. I really do. Hi, I'm a huge fan from Nepal. If Arsenal does not qualify for the Champions League or Europa League, then Arteta should get a pay cut. Why only the players? Well, I'm sure that might apply to Mikel Arteta as well. I mean, what do you think?
You can't blame him if we don't qualify for the Champions League. That clown that we had before him. If we miss out on the Champions League, mate. God.
No, but what he's saying like the players have been told that they got to take a pay cut, isn't it? If they don't get Champions League football, the players have been told that they'd have to take a pay cut. So
they're more responsible, if anything, than for our decline. And Arteta's come in where we were, a real mess, wasn't he? So it's very difficult to judge him on until what he can do in the summer. But then again, he might not even have the options in the summer with the way things are going. So
yeah,
I've got a horrible feeling we're going to keep this same old Mustafi, Socrates. They're all going to be here next season. I dread it, mate. I really do.
You think Socrates is time to go?
Oh, time to go. God, should never be in the first place. God.
Here's one for you. Magic Mac Music, Claude says, the biggest flop you've seen at Arsenal.
Well, I can go back. Go back a bit. Biggest flop. Defender, I would say would be that. Remember him, Scalacci?
Oh, he was
forward. He
was terrible.
It's got to be Ray Hankin, and it's got Ray Hankin going back to the 80s. Ray Hankin, he was.
Oh, no, that's before my time, mate.
Right.
I don't remember him. What year was he at Arsenal?
Eh?
What year was he at Arsenal?
Oh,
Don't remember. Ray Hankins.
82, 83. I can remember, yeah, him and he was around the time we had Raphael Mead. And
yeah, I remember Raphael Mead.
Yeah, he was there, but he wasn't there long. Yeah.
What position? What position was Ray Hankins?
For a striker, but he wasn't too bad at Leeds when he was at Leeds, but he was rubbish for Arsenal. Absolutely rubbish.
So it started from him.
And then you got, and then anyone can remember the goalkeeper, George Wood. God, there's another one.
Antonio says the Chelsea transfer ban looks like a blessing in disguise with the up-and-coming financial crisis. And he makes a very good point there, because that's a team there that was forced to give young players a chance.
Yeah, and it was a bit for Lampard. He had he's done really well because he's brought the young players in, hasn't he? He's really done well, and he's moulded them in. And they're doing really well. I mean, he's done really well. I didn't think he'd do as well as he did, but yeah, there's some good young. They got Mason Mount and some good young players there. I'm not everyone going. Tammy Abraham. I'm not sure about Tammy Abraham. No,
he had a good season, though. He's had a good season. He came in. No?
He had a good start, but towards the...
Yeah, but he got injured, though, didn't he? I mean, for a young player, he's had a good season, scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'll watch him next season, see how good he is next season. But
okay. Well, Claude, stick around with me, mate. We've still got some more guests coming up here. Remember, please, guys, donate. We're just under that 13 grand mark. Come on, let's take it over the 13 grand. There's a QR code. You can scan those. The link is in the description. Get onto the Just Giving page and please give what you can give. We really appreciate the support. We've got with us now, Claude. Don't go too far. I'll bring you back in a second. We've got Bobby Kasanga there. But you sleeping there, man?
Oh no, I've been up for a long
Wake up, man.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just trying to get used to life. Quarantine life is a bit of a strange times we're in at the moment. So yeah,
especially different. You. I know you. You're a guy. You're a bit like me. You're always on the go. You're always out and about. You obviously you manage the Hackney Wick football team, and now behind closed doors.
Yeah, it's
behind your own closed doors, should I say?
Yeah. It's been quite difficult, but because I've always been on the go, I'm actually quite enjoying the downtime. But it gets to a point that where you're just chopping at the bits to get something else done, and you can't really. You can do all the admin in the world. You can sit down and go through everything, go through your books and everything. But then after that, what is there to do? And struggling, do homework with my daughter, and then after that, like. We just sit around, okay, what do we do now? So we're trying to watch all the films we can, recap on some of the football highlights that people are putting up. But yeah, it's a strange time. It's a strange time. How have you been coping with it?
Do you know what? For me, it hasn't been too bad because obviously I've been making lots of content from home. Yeah. So I've been finding that my days sometimes are probably even more busier than when I'm out and about. Maybe because it just seems like, because I just find that sometimes when you're working from home and like at the moment I'm probably doing like about three videos a day and then helping to do other meetings and stuff like that. It seems like a very long day sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's all the reason why that is all because it's all in one place. It's all at home. Yeah. But you know, I'm just saying to myself, give thanks a bit because at least I'm still able to do sort of what I normally do, although not being able to get out there, go to football, meet fans, get out and about. I'm starting to feel it now. I'm starting to feel it. I'm like, I just want to get out now. I just want to go somewhere. I just want to change the scenery. I want to just go and, you know, and you can't do that at the moment. So I am really missing that. But listen, it is, you know, we're safe, we're at home. until we can get on top of this thing, because it's terrible at the moment.
Yeah, and I think I miss mostly. I don't. To be fair, I don't miss so much the training, because the trainings can be a bit like laborious. Think, oh, let's go and do training. But match days is what I'm actually missing. Like picking the squad and going out to for the first team. We're traveling all the way up in Suffolk, playing against other teams. So I missed that part of it, and the whole banter and the change rooms. But at the same time, we've got so much different projects that we're still trying to get off the ground. So we've got a football college, sports college that we're launching in September. So we're going to be offering BTECs diploma, BTEC certificates, and BTECs in sports, basically. So trying to do something a bit different. So it'll be our college program where kids will go and do a whole full-time college education, which with pathways to university. So we're trying to do as much as we can. So that's the main thing we're doing. However, many of the kids didn't get to sit their GCSEs, so I'm not sure exactly what their grades are going to be. So they're waiting for their predicted scores, and then we're still competing with a sort of college that's been going around for ages. So we have to try to convince people just through social media, like Hackney Wick FC college program is a place to be. So it's a bit difficult at the moment in terms of recruiting. We've got a few numbers, but we still need to get quite a few more. But yeah, it's something different. Trying to get them a pathway also to the first team, and yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. And for me, I think personally, yes, so many people are dying, and it's hard to see people losing their loved ones. But everything, there's a blessing in everything. And for me, it's like the amount of youths that are being saved by being at home because of the whole knife crime epidemic and youth violence that's going on, and. Like we're not here about knife crime anymore. We're not here about any stabbings and killings of our youths, really. So for me, that's the positive I can take from it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you, a person, obviously, you do a lot of things, you know, and outstanding things in grassroots football. How is this going to affect grassroots football, though? This whole coronavirus crisis? Because at the moment, there's no. You know, normally today's Sunday. I mean, I'll be traveling somewhere with my son for him to play football, and there'll be lots of other mums and dads across the UK on a Sunday morning taking their kids out to play football, but there's no football at the moment.
To be fair, I think some parents are a bit relieved, like, oh, maybe I don't have to get up on Sunday morning in a way. But
that's true.
But I think, yeah, it affects a lot of teams massively. And even within our own league, I know from step 3 to step 7, so that's like from semi-pro all the way down to the last bit of semi-pro, they've cancelled all the leagues. So basically teams who were going for promotion, and maybe that would have added more sponsorship for them. And some teams have been in a certain league for years and years and years that finally got the chance to put themselves up, and it's not going to work out. I mean, we weren't doing so great in our semi-professional league. We were 4th from bottom, but we had games in hand, which means we don't think we would have got relegated. But we reached our first ever semi-final. Like, we've been around for 5 years, and we reached our first ever semi-final. It was the only London club left in the cup. It was the only Division 1 team left in the cup because all the other teams were in the Premier. And one of the teams we were meant to play in the semi-finals was Stowmarket FC, and they hadn't lost a single league game all season. So there's that disappointment as well, because we had a bumper crowd that was coming, and literally it was 4 days before the actual game that the FA said no more football. We was like, what? Wait, we just reached our first ever semi-finals. Like, we had a ridiculous amount of people that was going to come to the game. And so, yeah, it's affected us in regards to, because we had a match day sponsor just for that day as well. We're going to give us a significant amount of sum to sponsor the team for that day. So I can see how a lot of clubs who perhaps are not that social media savvy will be sort of thinking how we're going to get our finances, how we're going to get our sponsors. Because right now is the time where you start negotiating for sponsorship for next season. Right now is when you sort out your pre-season matches and so on. And we've been in a bit of a predicament where we was playing the stadium that we was using was a Coles Park stadium in Haringey, but they decided to put someone else in there. So at the moment we're homeless, but it looked like we're going to be moving somewhere very soon. But we still have to negotiate that as well. So there's lots of clubs who are struggling, and not even just the grassroots. We're hearing about a lot of football leagues and clubs who might be going into administration because of this, because you can imagine their bread and butter is the match day revenue. So it's a bit crazy at the moment.
Yeah, grassroots football is definitely going to get. It's being hit and is going to get. And you've just there explained a lot of the problems that are going to face. Because not every club's Arsenal, Man United. I mean, you've got clubs that's got tiny little budgets, and it's going to be really interesting to see how football is going to emerge from this whole coronavirus crisis.
I think personally, it's going to bring everyone together. Everyone's going to appreciate it a bit more. I know that one of our sponsors have been asking questions about what can they think that they can do in regards to when football does return, and I've been given ideas in terms of not just a professional game, but also definitely the grassroots game, because that's where we're at. And I think it will be in a way where people just want to get together and unite and try to do things together. And what better place to go to a football club where you meet so many other people? So there'll be a point that where we'll have that togetherness again, that camaraderie that's going to bring people together. But it will be a strange time, especially for teams in non-league who've had to say that season just played doesn't even count.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, wait, we played this whole season, got yellow cards, red cards, we fought, we won, we laughed, and that's just meant to be wiped out now. So, and then for us, especially during the league, it's a whole clean slate. So we're talking to players. I got countless emails I need to respond to because players say, "Oh, I want to sign for Hackney Wick when this trials." I don't even know when we're getting out. I don't know when trials are going to be. So, yeah. So I think football will win in the end, and not just football. The world will win in the end. To be fair, and you just have to provide communities, and this whole thing reminds us that we shouldn't take anything and anyone for granted. Anything can be taken from us at any time, and it shows again that a higher power can just say, "Okay, I'm going to stop the world." Who would have thought something this would ever happen? So yeah, it's crazy times, but also it's a time for people to reflect.
Well, listen, Bobby, some great inspirational words. You sound, it's Sunday. You're preaching, bro. Reverend Bobby Kasanga on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? But now, listen, you're giving us a very positive message here, and I think you're so right in everything you said. And listen, good luck. With everything, maybe once we come out of this, we got to give you a game. AFTV.
Nah, we'll do it, man. We'll definitely do it, man. All the best, man. And guys, donate. Make sure you donate.
That's the one, man. That's the one. Thanks for that, Bobby, man. Right, cheers, man. Bobby Kasanga there, who does great things in the community. He's got that team Hackney Wick, what he's put together, which helps to take kids off the street. And he. Honestly, if you see the stuff that this guy's done, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I want to see this guy get recognized when they're always giving out all these knighthoods and things like that. If you just check out this guy's story, where he's come from and what he's done, right? These are the sort of man that should be, there should be an MBE or something on his way. I'm putting him forward for a guy like Bobby Kasanga, because turned his life around, and I've seen him in action work tirelessly for his community, taking kids off the street who would otherwise be up to no good, and doing it all through football. It's been absolutely amazing what he does, and I really respect and appreciate what he does. So well done to Bobby Kasanga, and so many positive things he was saying there. Come on, we've what we're on £12,980 and 24 pence. Come on, guys, let's get to this 13 grand, man. Come on, let's get up on the 13 grand, please. I'm begging you, please, man. Come on, come on. We can get there, please. Right. So please keep donating. Really appreciate it. All the money is going to the NHS. Do you know how many NHS workers right now are probably just finishing their shift? They be working all night. Trust me, if there's any NHS workers out there who you're just finishing up, or you've just got home and stuff like that, would love to hear from you. Would love to hear how it's going, because you guys are our heroes right now. All the money that we're making off of this 24-hour stream is going to the NHS. All the money from super chats, all the ad revenue off of these videos, all of it is going to the NHS. And plus, you can get over to that Just Giving page and keep donating. You can see there, £12,980. 24-hour stream. We're going good. We are going up until 9 o'clock, and then after that, we've got United Stand taking it home from 9 till 12. We kicked it off yesterday from 12. So listen, get on it, and let's get those donations up. Got another guest coming on now. Do we have Ben? Do we have Ben there?
Yeah, it's Ben. Yeah.
Oh, we can't see you, Ben. Can't see you, mate. Oh, it's a bit of a bad stream. Let me see if we can go back and get Ben back on. Let me try him again. No, he's still not connecting up. Let's try and see if we can get Ben back on again in a minute. In the meantime, Mr. Wine himself, wine drinking, wine tasting, Claude.
No, not this morning. No, not that bad.
Did you wake up with a hangover?
What an inspiration Bobby is, isn't it? What an inspiration.
Yeah, no, he does some fantastic things in the community, man. And that's what I'm saying. To me, these are the sort of guys that should be getting these MBEs, CB. You see all these that gets handed out very easily. Why did guys like him not getting it? I'll put him forward for it. Jaden McNally says, is it a 13 grand yet? Come on, guys. We can get this to 13 grand. He said, also, thoughts on if Newcastle bought in Allegri whilst being backed by the Saudis. Now, of course, Newcastle are on the verge of getting this deal done. They're going to have Saudi money. There is a rumor that they will be looking to try and bring Allegri in.
I'm not sure whether Allegri would. It doesn't seem the right fit to me, Newcastle.
Why?
Not for Allegri. No, I don't know. I just don't think.
You could have said that about somebody like. Would you have thought Mourinho and all these guys would have went to Chelsea once upon a time? Would you have thought that Pep Guardiola? Listen, 10 years ago, if somebody said to you that a manager of the quality of Pep Guardiola would go to Man City, you'd laugh at him.
Yeah, true. But
Newcastle.
It'd be a great thing for Newcastle, but I don't know. These new owners are they? I mean, are they really that wealthy? These new owners, what are they?
These new owners, yeah. I think I read something where they're worth something like about 200 billion.
Ooh, right. Yeah, but
it's Saudi Arabia consortium.
You still got financial fair. What do you call it?
Financial fair play, but they'll still, they put it this way, they will still be pumping way more money in than Mike Ashley did. They'll probably be pumping more money in than what our owners are.
You can only pump in a certain amount, can't you? You can't be. There's a rule here. There's a rule now. There's a rule,
but they'll still be able to put in. Remember Newcastle are a team. They get big attendances. And they would have thought about this before they took over Newcastle. So they'll be putting a lot of money in. Don't worry about that. Yash says love and support from Perth, Australia. Robbie, what did you used to do before AFTV? I used to work as a surveyor. That was my job before AFTV. Age Fabulous says, yes, Robbie, United Stand and AFTV are doing a top job. Loving the content. I have family who work in the NHS who really appreciate what you're doing, and he's watching from New Zealand. So respect due to you. Let me see if can we get Ben in again?
Can't get
Ben. We're still struggling to get Ben. I'm still trying to get Ben in, but we're struggling to get Ben in at the moment. What's this one? Robbie and Claude with fresh trim since they were on yesterday. I haven't had no fresh trim since yesterday. This is like our permanent trim. When I first met Claude, he had hair. What happened to your hair, man?
Hey?
What happened to your hair?
Called Unai Emery.
United Extra Time says the Saudi royal family are trillionaires, Claude. Remember, this is Claude. This is Saudi Arabia, right? Nobody has more money than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I understand. I do understand that. I can understand it, but I don't know how much they are able to put into how much they'll be allowed to do, but put into the club.
Yes, what do you think? M. Millsy says, Robbie, he was also a bad boy reggae artist before AFTV. That was true. Back in the day, I was a reggae artist. Those were good days, man. You know what? That's why I think I'm able to stay up all night if I have to, because back in those days, man, and trust me, they were long nights. They really, really were. But listen, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Let's see if we can get Ben back in. We've got there he is. There he is. I'm dropping Claude out for a second, but we've got Ben there. How you doing, Ben?
I'm in Shanghai, China, and I'm a university student.
Okay. And Shanghai, I've been to Shanghai. I've got to say, right, that's one of my favorite cities that I've been to, Shanghai. A really, really nice place. When I went there, the only thing about when I went to Shanghai, I don't think I've ever been to a place as hot. It was in the summer. It was so hot and humid, man. It was like,
yeah.
But
it's really hot.
It's a beautiful
nearly 40. Yeah. And since the epidemic has happened and every public activities has been banned immediately, and you can see there's nobody in the Shanghai, nearly 2,000 million people, 220 million people in Shanghai, and no one on the street. It's very amazing.
Yeah.
But
what's it like now, though? How are things at the moment?
Since the epidemic situation has been controlled, it's under control. All the life almost come back to the normal. There's only a few activities are not able to do now, such as you can't go to the cinema and karaoke, such as for these things. But from the April, we can go to play football in the football
The football pitch.
In the football pitch. Yeah. But
so things starting to get back to normal.
Yeah, back to normal. But we still need to wear the face masks, and sometimes we needed to to test our temperature in the public area. And when we go to the public, when we use the public transportation, we need to wear the face masks as necessary.
Okay, well, you know me, and I'm really grateful for you coming on, and I've got a couple of Chinese fans on today because I really wanted to see what, because you guys, as I keep saying, you're ahead of us at the moment. You've already gone through what we are going through now, and I'm trying to gauge how long this is going to go on for. I'm trying to gauge how long till we can get football back. Speaking to you in Shanghai, I've spoken to some guys that earlier before you there from Beijing, because I know China is such a huge country. I also spoke to another guy that he's more nearer to Wuhan, where he's saying that they're relaxing things, but so it's interesting that it looks like you guys are starting to come out of this now. So there is hope for us over here in the UK that we can get back to normal and we can get football back.
I think it depends on how strict that the policy that the government have taken. We have nearly 2 months that we can do nothing except to go out to the supermarket to buy some food and some necessary things for living. And after 2 months, the epidemic has been controlled. So most of the work and the economy life has come back in the normal. So I think all the people in UK should listen to the government, not go out to have some public activities to control this epidemic to spread.
Mm.
So I think if everybody obey the rules, the football will be back in 2 months in UK, I think.
All right. Well, that'd be very pleasing for a lot of Liverpool fans, in particular, hearing that, because they want to get the season completed.
I think that 2 months means that you can play football, but the Premier League may not be started, because although I can play football in Shanghai now, but the Chinese Super League has not started yet. It has been postponed for unknown. We don't know when to start it, and there is a rumor said that it will start it in the July.
At least that's hope that it could come back. I mean, thinking about that though, if, as I said, if you guys are, say, a couple of months behind us and you're starting in July, when are we going to get the Premier League back on? Are we being? I mean, there's a lot of talk that the Premier League, if it does start back, will be played without any fans.
I think that the life is the most important. So not until the epidemic has totally under control, the football games should not be started, because
Definitely.
people's life are the first thing
100%.
to everyone.
100%. What's your football team now? Who do you support in England?
Arsenal and Liverpool.
Arsenal and Liverpool. You can't support both. No. Hold on. Let me explain to you. Yeah, over here you can only have one team.
Favorite team. Okay.
One team. You're not allowed to have
Arsenal.
two. All right. Okay.
Arsenal.
Now you're all right. You're all right now. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking to myself, he's going to say Liverpool now. But no. I mean, Liverpool are having a great. They have a great season at the moment, and it would be a shame if Liverpool were unable to get the title, because they played so well. But thank you very much for coming on today. Really appreciate it. I think you, again, by speaking to you and speaking to a couple other guys from China, that's given us some hope that we can get through this. But I think what you're saying and what the other guys who came on said as well, quite clearly, is we have to stick with these rules if we're going to get through this.
Yeah. And I would like to say thank you for all the medical staff in the whole world. They have spent much effort to control this. And I would like to donate some money for the NHS in UK.
Thank you very much. Well, the link is in the description. So thank you very much for that. Or we'll send you the information on how to do that. But really, really appreciate that. And hopefully be back. You know, I'd love to come back to Shanghai one day. A lovely city. All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Bye.
Thank you. That's brilliant. Ben there. Again, as I said, Claude, that gives me hope, Claude. That gives me hope. After listening to Matt Lucas, listen, no disrespect to Matt Lucas. We love Matt Lucas. But you know what? Matt Lucas was on. He was chatting so much sense yesterday. But he was getting me depressed. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, brilliant. We've gone past the 13,000.
We have hit 13 grand. Well done to everybody. 13,015 and 24. Next target now is 14. We've got to get up to that 14 grand. But it's been absolutely superb effort by you guys. I know, and especially at the, you know what makes this even more the greater, Claude, right? Is that at the moment there's no you know, a lot of people, there's no football on. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are very worried about money. You know, they've been furloughed from work, or even if you are in a job, you're worried about if you're going to have that job, and you still put your hand in your pocket to donate. And that is really, really impressive, you know, and all the people as well. I want to big up everybody like you, for instance, Claude, and everybody else who's come on to the streams as guests. Literally everybody I reached out to said to me, yeah, Robbie, I'm straight in. You know, and so they've all given up their time. It's been absolutely superb effort, because we put this on Me and Mark sort of got together and started talking about this about just over a week ago. And to see it just be put together in such a short space of time and for it to come off has been absolutely superb. And I want to big up some of the people that have helped to put it together. Bigging up all of my team, Tao, massive effort going on in the background there. Laurie, Jackie has been amazing. Loomis, Brennan, absolutely amazing, those guys. Big up the United Stand guys, Mark, Flex, Ransom Bance, Ben. Those guys have been amazing. And to put this together and turn it around in such a short space of time, it's been a great effort, and I'm very proud of what we're doing here. This is fantastic. So brilliant. I'm proud of you guys. You guys are doing amazing. Tian says, big up to my Chinese brother. Again, thank you to all of the guys who have come on from China. I think they've given us a real insight into things. You hear a lot of things as well. I mean, what I haven't liked recently is people trying to blame people in China. And listen, they've been suffering this thing just like we are. I mean, there's nobody who wants to see the world locked down. Nobody, So big up to those guys for giving us an insight. And they all seem to be saying the same thing. If we're disciplined with this, we can get through to the other side. And that's where we all want to get.
As you said, the guy in China said they've been very disciplined, didn't they? So
yeah.
So,
I should have asked him about what you said the other night. By the way, Imaguna Terry says, morning, Claude and Robbie. Great achievement. Keep up the great work. Fantastic cause. Big up the NHS. Yeah. I just ask you, right? As we're talking about discipline, I was on a stream the other night with Claude. Which, by the way, well done to you, Claude, because Claude also on his channel the other day did something for the NHS on Thursday, raised money for them as well. That was absolutely brilliant. I was glad to take part in that, Claude. Thanks for inviting me onto that. But your comment on the night, because Claude had gone out onto Finsbury Park where he lives. He'd gone to the shops. He'd walked past the park and seen a couple of guys having a four-a-side football game. And Claude's solution to people who are breaking the rules was that he thinks they should get the army out on the road and shoot on sight anybody who's not social distancing. Now, you do have a chance to retract that. Or are you sticking with it?
No, I mean, look, they're putting people's lives in danger. No, but they are. They are putting. So, in my opinion, if you remember when we was in Belgium, remember the police in Belgium when they said, move. Remember when he was Bully was holding his medical card up? They weren't interested. But Bully's holding his medical card. He's going, move.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a classic. Just for people. We got some funny stories from this football thing. But yeah, that was one time. Who did we play? It was Anderlecht, wasn't it?
Anderlecht, yeah, that was
Anderlecht away. And I remember we came out of the ground and we were filming. And when you go to some of those European, the police there, they still think to themselves, English fans are coming. There's going to be trouble, right? So you'll see them. They'll have their shields. They'll have their big sticks, guns, everything, right? So we came out of the ground. There must have been about 20 of them. They looked really intimidating. But we asked them, we said, is it all right to film? Right? So they said, yeah, go ahead and film. So we're filming, interviewing Claude, interviewing various people. And then all of a sudden, they just switched. And they just came up very aggressively and just said, right, they go, you lot, leave. We're like, well, you said we can film. They go, leave now. I think they wanted to clear the area, right? So I took one look at them, right? And I just said, you know what? I'm going, right? So we started walking off, but you know what it's like? It was this Bully, wasn't it? Bully's there turning around to them, right? Because one of them sort of pushed him a bit, right? Bully turns around to the guy, goes, "Don't you push me!" And I could, you know, so the guy's going to, well, I want you, you know, the police guy's going, walk faster. So Bully took out this disabled badge, and he's showing the guy, and he goes, "Listen, I can't walk no faster because I've got a disability." But the guy just went, "Move!" Pushed it, it fell out of his hand. And then he's arguing with the police. He's arguing, listen, I'm telling you, if you looked at the police, you're like, that's not a good move. And people are coming up to me and say, "Robbie, talk to Bully, man. These police, they're gonna fill him in a minute." And I went over to him and I'm talking to him. I'm saying, "Yeah, Bully, come on, man. You come on. Just move on." And he weren't having it. He was still arguing and that. And in the end, next minute I know, they had him hands behind his back, everything. But listen, when you go to them places, mate, don't mess around with those police.
It's worse than that as well. So
yeah, trust me.
But these people, they don't take these cards, you know.
Sars the Source says, 100% agree with Claude. Shoot the morons who are prolonging this lockdown. Maybe then the country who can't behave will finally start behaving. So you got support there, Claude. But I do think what you suggested the other night was a bit drastic to just shoot people on sight.
It's just show the guns out, and they soon move, mate. Don't worry about that.
You're in the wrong country, mate. I'm gonna have to send you over to the States. You'll be right at home there. You can get yourself like what they've been doing over there. You know, over here we've been rushing out and getting toilet paper. Over there they've been going out and getting a Mac 10. So maybe I'll send you over there. You'll be more at home.
But what people got to realise, I mean, like it was a bit of a change. But what you got to realise here is that people's lives, by doing what they're doing now, they're putting people's lives in danger.
Yeah, it's true.
So people don't realise that. It's like when I was in that supermarket the other day, and "Are you Claude for AFTV?" I said, "Stand back, stand back."
I see you become a diva now.
No, but
diva, stand back.
No, because I don't want no, you know. That's the geezer was about to cough as well. I thought, that's all I need.
Oh my God, man, Claude, I love you, man. This guy says, Claude, you've been playing too much Call of Duty. Right, listen, we've got another guest coming on. Claude, you can join me for this one. Right, we've got Connor, who is a massive Leeds fan. How you doing, Connor? How you doing?
All right, mate. How are you boys? All right?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Connor, remind us of your channel again. Tell everybody about your channel, which represents Leeds so well.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's All Leeds TV. If anyone wants to go check it out, All Leeds TV. Yeah, we're on every social platform as well. So go check it out, guys. All
right, and it's a great channel. And Connor, massive Leeds fan. We've spoken before. Claude's on with us as well, Connor. Now, Connor, I've got to ask you this, right? Everybody's been there talking about Liverpool and they should be handed the title and what's going to happen with this and that. Nobody's spoken about Leeds or even West Brom, who been having an outstanding season down there in the Championship. And after all these years of Leeds being in the doldrums, it looks like Leeds are on their way back. And now, all of a sudden, if the season was to be null and voided, you guys wouldn't get promoted and you'd be stuck down. I mean, I've got another mate of mine, Joe, who's a massive Leeds fan. So I'm telling you, he's in a state of depression right now. He was depressed last season when you didn't come up then because he felt that you should have come up. But at the moment, I'll tell you, he can't believe what's happening. I mean, where do you stand on it all?
Yeah, it's a tough one, Robert. It really is. I mean, it's been such a brilliant season for us. It's been a fantastic season, and I'm sure you boys will remember the glory days. I know when me and you were speaking earlier on, Robbie, earlier on this year, we were speaking about all the great battles between Arsenal and Leeds. Obviously, that one where we took the title away from you boys. Sorry about that one, but yeah, we're just praying to get back there. It's teams like us are going to be affected massively because Liverpool. We all know Liverpool are going to go again. Liverpool will go again next year. That German machine that they are, they'll they only finished a point behind City last year, and look where they are now. Do you know what I mean? Whereas with us, the owner is moving on. Bielsa, there's no chance these days. No chance. I said to you as well that he'd do a cracking job at Arsenal, Bielsa would. And our key players in Calvin Phillips and Ben White, they're going to move on. So honestly, lads, we're going to be affected massively. So yeah, it's absolutely paramount that we make it till the end of the season and it's delayed and Leeds United play some football again.
Very sad this week, the passing of Norman Hunter. By the way, that's one of the great Leeds players. I mean, I go back a bit. As you know, you can see how old I am, and and I do remember Norman Hunter. What a great player he was, and I remember his battle with Franny Lee. Remember the big punch up in the Leeds Derby game. And it's very, very sad that we lost him through this virus.
Yeah, lost him to the coronavirus as well. You know what I mean? And you're right. And he was a great, I mean, a Leeds legend. I know he was still doing a lot of things around the club as well. When he's still like an ambassador.
Yeah, he's huge, Robbie. I mean, he's always been at Leeds. He kicks every ball. I mean, he said his last wish was to get Leeds United back up to the Premier League to see it. You know, that every legend wants. And I think if I was Bielsa, I'd be sticking that on the changing room walls when I got back, and I'd be saying, look, we'll do it for Norman. Absolute legend within the club. You know, we talk about that great Don Revie side. Norman was pivotal to that, and him and Billy Bremner. So let's hope he's up there now with Billy Bremner having a drink, and hopefully we'll do it for him.
How many years now is it? How many years has it been now since Leeds were in the Premier League?
Oh God, Rob, it's been 2004, so it's probably been around. Yeah, it's been around 16, 17 years, which is mental because you think about it, don't you? You think it's only been Leeds have only been out for 5-6 years. It's been long enough, but you actually think about it, it's been horrendous, Robbie and Claude. We've been League One, we've been through administration. This is why when I come on, I see you boys getting upset. I think, boys, you've got nothing to moan about.
Yeah, Claude. Yeah, Claude. Talk to him. Talk to him.
I remember that game. Do you remember that game? I think it was against. I remember you won't because you're too young. But I remember a game they do show it now and again. The game against, I think it was Salah, where they must have kept the ball for about 10 minutes. And just all around, incredible team.
What did you think of when we played you? When we played you guys, I mean, I thought we were that game. I thought we were pretty this season. I thought we were phenomenal.
Yeah, first half, you guys. Yeah, you're very impressive in the first half. Calvin Phillips, I was very impressed with. You know what I mean? And I was saying the other day, and you ain't gonna like this, but I was saying the other day that if, say, for instance, the league wasn't completed, that is a sort of player maybe Arsenal should be going to pick off because potentially he could be that sort of DM that we're looking for. He's a very, very good player.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were saying before that, they were saying, well, we've not seen Calvin in the Premier League. We've not, you can't put him in the England squad. So a lot of it, like Southgate's been down Welland Road so many times to watch him. But he played against Ozil that night, and I can't remember Ozil touching the ball. I think he was just absolutely phenomenal, Phillips. You just saw him against one of the best, and you think he's like, right, okay, well maybe he could cut it at the top level, you know.
Just before we get into a comment here, Tommy said, Robbie, can you please say hello to my lovely partner Meg? She's a care worker and she's doing lots of hours every day, and that's love from Cannock. Definitely, Tommy. Big up to all the care workers because those guys as well, you know, they're putting their life on the line every day as well. So all the care workers out there doing an amazing job. With my dad, he had some care workers coming in towards the end and they were amazing. And again, putting their life on the line because they're going up and down and into different houses and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely bigging up all the care workers. But Connor, surely the season's got to get completed. I mean, this would be disastrous for Leeds, wouldn't it? I mean, it can't happen.
No, I mean, I was on a episode the other day with Mark Goldbridge actually, and we were doing something for another company, and we're talking about that, and he was saying the same thing, Robbie. It was like, you know, even though we're bitter rivals, and I struggle to utter their name in my household, we are. I think there's a general consensus that it has to be the season now. You know, we're clear of Fulham. And you know, the thing is though, Robbie, it's getting back there, mate. It's getting back to that. It's getting back out of the Championship, getting out of that dogfight, and it's such a tough division. I mean, I can only think in living memory teams that have gone straight back up. Have been Newcastle and West Ham, straight back up. You know, a quick bounce. And I mean, we're an exception, obviously, but it's got to be the season. I mean, I think it will be, Robbie, and I think if anything, we're gonna do it for Norman, mate. I think that's gonna have to be the mantra this season for me.
And how good is Bielsa?
Oh, Jesus, he's phenomenal. We were 13th place. We're down in the doldrums. We were awful, Robbie, before he came along. And this is why I think I said to you when you came on our channel as well. I said he'd have been such a perfect fit for Arsenal. Obviously, I'm not trying to sell him onto Arsenal here, but in back, you know, when he was in Bilbao or something. I mean, I remember him. I don't know if you boys remember, but remember Bilbao coming over, his Bilbao team, and just taking Ferguson's Man United team apart at Old Trafford. And how he's improved players is on another level. Calvin Phillips was never that sort of player. He was never, you know, at that level. And him and Bamford and all these players, Pablo Hernandez, he's improved them. I mean, you boys saw at Arsenal how good work in the first 45. Yeah. So he's done a phenomenal job, and hopefully he can tip it off. And we might have to make a statue out of him, I think, if we get promoted this time.
I mean, I'd love to see Bielsa in the Premier League. And of course, you know what? Remember that guys like Pep Guardiola, Arteta, Pochettino, all of these guys say that Bielsa is the guy that he's the Don, he's the godfather, he's the guy that taught us this style of football. You know, so you know, it'd be great to see him in the Premier League and to see him up. And as you said, we already saw when you guys came down and played us, I was very impressed. I mean, one of the players that was at your place was Eddie Nketiah. Now, Eddie, of course, was there on loan. We bought him back in January. How did he get on at Leeds?
Yeah, I mean, he flashes of brilliance. I mean, he's so quick. He's so quick within that. You know, he's such a fantastic finisher. I remember one game at Barnsley. He came on with 10 minutes to go, won a penalty, got their centre-back yellow carded, brother centre-back yellow carded, and scored a goal. He was phenomenal. And he definitely is a level above the Championship 100%, as you guys know. But the thing is, and what you guys have with Aubameyang and Lacazette, it's a consistent problem of trying to fit them into the system, because the system is the pivotal thing. It's what the manager, you know, uses, and the players have to just fit into that. Bielsa has a system, and only one striker can be in that system. And the issue with Nketiah is it was his first season out on loan. We know how physical the Championship is as well. He was against 6'4", 6'5" defenders who were just trying to kick lumps out of him. And all they do is stick a defensive midfielder in front of Eddie, and then they'd have two defenders just man marking him. So Bamford was working a lot better. Do you know what I mean? Against those defenders, he's battling a little bit more. But I do think the Eddie Nketiah that you're seeing now, he has turned around and said that he's massively improved his game at Leeds. So I think you're seeing a different Eddie Nketiah now, and I do think that is because of the work of Bielsa. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone out on loan, you know.
All right. Well, listen, Connor, thank you very much for coming on today. Really, really appreciate it. And we do hope that, you know, when we do resume football back, and by next year we'll be having that game. That's always been a top Premier League game. Arsenal versus Leeds. You got the better of us many a times as well. You know, I mean, the time they stopped us from winning the title clause.
Yeah.
You know. Bloody Mark Viduka, you know. But
Corn, I can still say you're still upset about that, aren't you, Corn? I can tell.
You know what? We should have won the title that year. Really,
Yeah.
We should have.
Boys, I just like to say, carry on what you're doing. You're doing a real fantastic job. I mean, I've got up early here, and I can barely blink. But you guys, you're doing a fantastic job, and hopefully we'll link up next year when we're in the Premier League, and I'll come down and we'll have a beer.
Definitely, 100%.
Well, 99 you cost us as well when in the last minute with Hasselbank. Do you remember that?
Hasselbank, big Jimmy Floyd.
Claude's still miserable about all these things. Don't worry. I mean, he never gets over these things. Trust me.
Oh, brilliant.
Connor, thank you very much, mate. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Connor there. Claude, stick around. I've got another guest that I'm bringing on now, but stick around. Don't go nowhere, yeah?
No, that's right. That's right. I'll be right.
All right, stick around. And remember, keep donating. Where are we at now? Let me just check how we're doing. We are over 13,051. Thank you to everybody who's been donating. Big up Rue, big up SK03, Richard, Callum, Palmer, Jaggles, bigging up to Alan. All of these people have gone onto the Just Giving page and have donated to the cause. To Pete Simmons, to Kieran, Darren Arthur, really, really grateful for your contributions. We're over 13 grand raised, over £13,000 raised. 861 of you have donated, and it's been absolutely brilliant. 20 past 9 now. Sorry, 20 past 8 is all going weird now. 20 past 8 now in the UK. The stream finishes in total at 12 o'clock. We're going to be going off at 9. Then we hand over to United Stand, and United Stand are going to be taking it from 9 up until midday when we finish. Remember, we started at midday yesterday. We've been going from AFTV to United Stand every 3 hours, and it's been absolutely brilliant. And the response from you guys has been absolutely amazing. It really has. We've spoken to so many guests here on AFTV. We've got another guest now. We have John. How you doing, John?
Hi. Finally, great to see you.
We're coming to loads of people suddenly, but John, tell us where you are at the moment.
I'm in Thailand right now, Bangkok, actually. And we're in quarantine right now, sort of quarantine. Because we have the same situation as in the UK, I think. And we have a lot of sick people around too.
Mm. How bad is it down there?
There are about 2,000 patients who are infected with the coronavirus. But it's like I think it's going down, and I've heard like some news that the city or like Bangkok or in the major towns or major cities will be open like by the 1st of May. Let's hope so. That's the real thing, and if it happens, that would be great, because we've been under like this sort of quarantine situation for about I think about almost a month now. So people are very cautious, and a lot of people are like working from home and try not to go out.
It's same sort of situation around the world, but it's really interesting to see and very encouraging for me when I hear that, places are saying, right, we are planning to come out of this, because it kind of seems to us over here at the moment. I was chatting to a couple of my friends, and they're like, is this thing ever going to end? Because like for over here in the UK, initially it was like a 3-week lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got to the end of the 3 weeks. Now they've extended it another 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And even when questions are being asked, and it's like, well, when do we get to go out again? Nobody's really able to give you an answer. I know we can understand the reason why, but it's very frustrating. People are like, well, we want to get back out. We want to be able to get back to normal. But so when we see other countries like, over there in Thailand, and you are starting to progress, cases are dropping and you're starting to progress out of it, we can kind of look to that and say, well, that hopefully is where we'll be soon.
Yeah, but for me, like one of the most important thing, like not only about people's lives and stuff like that, but one of the important thing is the economy too, because right now it's like everything is shut down, you know. So after this coronavirus or COVID-19 situation, it will, you know, the economy will certainly affect us, because there are like right now about 7 million, and maybe will be up to 10 million, you know, people out of work, you know. So I just hope that this situation will pass very soon.
No, let's definitely. Same over here. The economy's gonna take a massive hit, and one of the important things to, you know, when everybody's feeling down, one of the important things is sport, and it will be good to see. It'll be good to see some football back. I mean, what's your team?
Arsenal, of course.
I just have to double check. I was chatting to. We had a guest on from China about 20 minutes ago, and he said to me he's got 2 teams. And I'm like, what? No, 2 teams.
Come
One
on.
or the other.
Yeah. I was there in London about a couple of months ago, you know, to watch the Brighton game. Remember? Yeah. You know, that happened. It's my first game ever, you know, because I didn't get to go to Highbury, so I was looking forward to go to the Emirates, right? And then I bought the ticket and stuff like that, and was sure, you know, that the Brighton game will be a sure thing, you know, like we'll win for sure, you know. And I took my girlfriend, my wife there, you know, and she was like, oh, so we're gonna win today, you know. And then that happened. Yeah.
Well, I think you learned a very lesson that we've learned many a times over the years here. Is that don't assume that Arsenal are going to beat anybody. We always seem to do that. Teams we're supposed to just very easily, you know, we those are the sort of teams that we will lose to. But what have you made of Arsenal over there? Far.
At first, I was like very worried, you know, after Emery left, you know, and then during Ljungberg time, you know, it's like I'm not that satisfied, you know, and then but after Arteta took over, I think things are getting better, and I'm just hoping that maybe with this situation, you know, with the economy and like this, you know, this situation that we have to go on a break or something like that, and maybe it will speed up some kind of deal that maybe Kroenke will like give, you know, like let go of Arsenal, maybe. Let's hope so.
Oh, so you'd like to see Kroenke leave Arsenal as well? You don't think he's doing a good job?
No. I think our team has been declining for quite a while, and I think that we need like more support with the financial and stuff like that, you know, and I know that he has like his sports team in the States, you know, but for Arsenal fans, not only in England, but around the world, we want to see trophies. We want to see silverware, you know, so for me as an Arsenal fan, I haven't seen like the what do you call it, like the commitment or what the assuring that Kroenke and his kid, you know, his son, you know, and the board, you know, will support Arsenal as well as before.
How did you get into supporting Arsenal?
My brother, you know, he used to watch Arsenal like since like the time of Ian Wright and like Tony Adams and stuff like that. And so I grew up supporting Arsenal with him.
Brilliant.
But my sister is like she support Manchester United.
Oh yeah. Who's got the best support down there in Thailand?
You mean like the teams?
Yeah, which English teams have the the biggest support in Thailand?
Mostly, I think Liverpool and Manchester United. But for Arsenal in Thailand, it's quite a big community too. We have like fan meetings and stuff like that almost every single month. So that's a good thing. And I saw that the Thai Arsenal fans are very committed and keep in touch with AFTV all the time too, right? Mm-hmm.
What sort of, so if you let's just say let's imagine back to when we had football. So if say it's the early kick, the 5:30 kickoffs. No, on a Sunday we have kickoffs around about 4 o'clock over here. That's the typical like main game on a Sunday, which Arsenal get featured in that a lot. What time then in Thailand would you be watching that game?
I think because usually the first game that broadcast on TV will be around 7 p.m., 7:30, something like that. But
so that'd be the early kickoff. That'd be the early kickoff.
Yes.
And then that late kickoff.
The late kickoff will be like around from 10 p.m. and sometimes like for the Champions League will be around like 1:45 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
In the morning, wow! So you guys got to wake up. You some ridiculous times to watch these games. So it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing for us to watch the Premier League, because the time is not that bad. But if Arsenal manage to get back into the Champions League, that will be an early, that we have to wake up early and watch.
Don't worry about it. It looks like you're going to be having you plenty of sleep for now anyway.
Hey, come on, we have to be positive. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to be. I'm trying. I've been talking to Claude all morning, and that's where my positivity's gone. But Le Wayne Lowe says, which team do you support in Thailand?
Support in Thailand, we have like so many teams, but I'm quite close to the owner of this team. It's called Buriram United. I interviewed him many times, and they've been into like Asian Champions League, something like that. So, so they're quite famous.
And what sort of support would a team like that be looking to get over there? How many would they get in the stadium?
I think around 20,000 or maybe 30,000. But I think it should be around 20,000. I think.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
it's not that big as in the UK for sure.
that's 20,000 is still great though. That's good. John, thank you very much for coming on today, mate. I really, really appreciate it. I've never been to Thailand. I've got a. I know. That's one place I haven't been to. And I was saying earlier, with all what's been going on, when things get back to normal, all these places that I want to go to, I'm going to make sure I go to them. So you might be hearing from me because, I've got a little list of places that I haven't been to yet that I want to visit. And I'm going to, because, we realize now with this whole coronavirus thing that life is a lot shorter and things can happen. And, we can't just sit down. We got to move, And when you're back in the UK, when football gets going again, you've got to look us up.
Yes, absolutely. And if you come to Thailand and you have, because I always watch your Transfer Daily show, and if like you're in Thailand at that time, maybe I can hook you up or help you with the shooting and stuff like that too.
Definitely, I look forward to that. Transfer Daily from Thailand sounds brilliant. I like the sound of that. Take care, John. Thank you very much. That's John there from over in Thailand. Thank you very much for him. That was absolutely brilliant. We've also got another guest on now. We've got Al Farhan. How you doing, Al?
How are you, Robbie?
I'm brilliant, mate. I'm brilliant. One of my favorite comedians, impressionists. And you know what? Maybe you can brighten up our day a bit because it's all been doom and gloom. Al, of course, United's your team, isn't it?
United are my team, pal. Yeah.
You still supporting them, yeah?
Of course I am. I miss them dearly. I mean, you wake up on a Sunday morning, like, and you're just buzzing to go. Like with yourself, obviously, I'd say you're buzzing to go if Arsenal are playing at home. Obviously, I'm living over here in Ireland, so like, say if United are on at 1:30 or 4:30, like in the afternoon, you're just buzzing to put on Sky because it's your free time. You know, I have to say it to my missus. I have to say, listen, it's 4:30 kickoff. No disturbances. We have a little 1-year-old now, so.
Oh.
So that's my only time of the week where I can kind of have a bit of.
Yeah. How's this this whole lockdown thing must have hit like your business hard because obviously you're always performing and stuff like that, and now obviously with social distancing, no big crowds anywhere. I mean it hits people like you hard as well. We're talking about footballers, but again you're in a profession where you need to be speaking to a lot of people.
100%, yeah. It's there's a couple of gigs that I were obviously postponed. They weren't cancelled, thank God. So when things hopefully get back to normal, I'll be doing those gigs. But yeah, it has. Like I'm just what I'm doing is I'm kind of focusing a lot on social media. I'm trying to put out as much content as possible on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. Create a few new characters, a couple of sketches here and there. I recently put out a Conor McGregor one, where he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and McGregor actually acknowledged it and retweeted it for the first time. So it was a big old moment.
You're Conor. Come on, give us a Conor McGregor because your Conor McGregor's brilliant.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. I like watching AFTV. I'm a very big fan. I like the lads. I like Claude. Claude's a good lad. He's a very good lad. And I like Troops. Troops is a very good friend of mine as well. And DT. And it's good to see some positivity with Arteta in there. Do you know what I mean? The lads do be moaning, they do be cursing, they do be saying some stuff. But it's good to see that. So I'm very happy for you.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. And I love your Joe Pesci.
Yeah, he's the one. Remember we did that a couple of years ago. Can I swear on this stream? Am I okay to do that? Yeah. Fucking, I mean, remember the Sky Sports Day? And we were all talking to each other, fucking this and that. At the time, Wenger was in charge. I think he put in a contract extension. What the fuck was he doing? What was he doing? You tell me what the fuck was he doing? I don't understand it.
What new ones have you been working on then since you've been on the lockdown?
Well, since I think the last time we did something together was about 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, while that, yeah.
FIFA 18 launch.
Yeah. So you got a few new characters since then.
Trump has been, he's been a great character. Believe me, Robbie. I'm a big fan of Arsenal. Great club, great football, great fans, wonderful people. Stan Kroenke, great friend of mine. Wonderful guy, billionaire, genius, great guy. He's hated by a lot of your fans, but he's a great guy. I'd give him time. Stan's wonderful.
That's a great Trump. That's a great Trump, man. I mean, and he must be a godsend to you, isn't it, Trump?
Oh, Trump is, yeah. He's just, he provides the content every week, with his press conferences.
Man United.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with what you're seeing at the moment?
Yes. I mean, it was a great way to end. I don't think the season. I don't think it will resume, but it was a great way to end the season.
You don't think it will resume?
I don't think so. I have a bad feeling about it. I know the Bundesliga is resuming, I believe, in June. But the way they played, beating Man City 2-0, that was their last game in the Premier League. I think Ole has something planned now. I think he's finally getting to grips with it. I think Bruno Fernandes was the missing piece of our puzzle, and signing him, I mean, we should have signed him in the summer. Signing him is just, it's really, he's elevated the team a lot.
He's made such a huge difference, hasn't he? Well, it's amazing how one guy can just come in and just change the whole dynamic of a team.
It is amazing, and I probably sound crazy saying this, but I think Scholes said it, and also my older brother said it to me a few weeks ago. It's kind of like he's come in. It's like that when they signed Cantona in '92. Now that team was a lot better than the United team now, obviously, but he has that effect on the team where he's kind of elevated everyone around him. You know, he's made the team a lot better. He's made the team click in that sense. You know, so it kind of reminds me of that in a sense, you know.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know, I don't want him to do too well, you know that.
Oh yeah. Arteta's doing a very good job, though.
He has. He started off. You know, that's another one of the things where I'll just get so peed off with what's happened, because he was just sort of getting going to me. You know what I mean? He's come in and he's getting the best out of every player, and I would have really liked to see if he could have made a push to, you know, get into that top 4, top 5, or whatever it might have been. But you know, it's even with this break now, you wonder if we do have football back, what sort of teams are going to return? What
I know,
teams are going to be in? You know,
what are they? It's an interesting thing, isn't it? You wonder, like, what teams. Will it be all over the place? You know, will teams be consistent? You just don't know.
They ain't even been training, nothing. So you know, very limited training, and you know, so it's gonna be. But you know what? Even that I'll take right now. Yeah, I mean, we just want to get some football back.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's a part of our lives every weekend. I mean, you go on Twitter and you see that, you know, everything, football matches trending on Twitter on a Saturday and a Sunday, and just not seeing that every weekend. I suppose it's become the norm now, but it still is very, very strange. You know, you miss it, and you know, it's the whole thing. You know, there was some fantastic matches in the Champions League, in the Premier League in April. You know, and it's just kind of. You know,
oh. Sorry, I lost you for a second.
You find yourself watching the highlights of these games of games now, you know.
And there's only so many highlights you can watch as well. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah. It's crazy, like, you know. I'd say you miss it dearly, Robbie, because you go to all the games every weekend, and that you miss that kind of that atmosphere in a sense, you know.
The camaraderie, the meeting all the different fans and that, and I'm just desperate for it to return. But as everybody's pointed out, as we've been doing this stream, obviously there's more important things to take care of first. And those things ain't taken care of, there is nothing else. So we've got to deal with those things first. But Al, listen, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate. I know it's early, right? So you've probably been up with a 1-year-old. You've probably been up for hours anyway.
Oh, I mean, 7 o'clock is a lie-in for me. It's a lion for Robert De Niro. I'm telling you, it's a lion for me. So don't worry about it, Robbie.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, let's definitely hook up, man. Once this thing's over, well, we've got to hook up and do something with you again. I remember the last thing we did; it was brilliant.
Oh, it was so funny with Troops and yourself, and then we did at the Sky Sports launch.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Definitely, we're going to do something again soon. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Take care, Robbie. Stay safe, pal.
Al Ferran, over there in Ireland. If you haven't checked him out, his work is brilliant. And I should have got the details off of him for his channel. Definitely, that'd be something very entertaining to watch right now as we're in lockdown. We're rattling through the guests now because we've only got about 15 minutes now. I can't believe it. I'm starting to come towards the end of my time on the stream before we hand back over to United Stand. We're on £13,143 and 24 pence raised. Keep getting those in. Really, really appreciate it. But we've got another special guest now. We've been going right around the world. We've been to China. We've been to Thailand. We've just been to Ireland. And now we are going to New York because we've got Glenn in the building. Glenn.
Hello. Good evening, Robbie.
Good evening, good morning.
No, it's not good morning till I go to sleep. I'm really thrilled to be on your list up. We're running out of guests. Who the hell can we get? Thank you.
No, it's not like that. I've got more.
But no, seriously, I'm honored. I'm really honored to help you raise money to get troops to stop making family videos. It's a worthwhile cause. It really needs to be done. So thank you.
No, listen, Glenn, always a pleasure to have you on, man. How's things been over there in New York?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? It's during the day, it's the same as always. You know, there's a million people out during the day now. At night, it's when people disappear. The really hard part, as I told you last time I talked to you, is being stuck in the house with my family. I mean, it's 3:45 in the morning here. They're all sleeping upstairs nicely. I'm downstairs. They're sleeping upstairs like coiled little snakes ready to suck the life out of me when they wake up in a few hours. But that's the most painful thing. As a matter of fact, dude, I know that everybody's coming on here and la la la, I'm doing well and I love my family. I can't stand my family anymore. I cannot take this is some of the most painful thing I've ever done, and I've listened to Crucial Robbie music, so I'm dying here. I'm dying.
So what you should just say there, though, but in New York during the day, people are still out and about. There's not. Ain't you supposed to be in lockdown?
Yeah, we're supposed to be in lockdown. Just go out if you have to. They're everywhere. I go out when I have to get, you know, supplies, and I swear now it's like 95% of the people, they're wearing masks, but they're stupid as shit. I went to the bagel store the other day, right? Everybody's wearing masks, and up front, at the front of the counter, they're all in like this rugby scrum talking to each other. It's like, how much is the mask going to help you if you're 2 feet away from somebody? You know, I was way across the other way. People are so dumb. I went to this is another true story, Robbie. I swear. I don't wish ill on anybody, okay? But some people you can't help. And here's my example from 1 week ago, okay? I was in the pizza place picking up a couple pizzas. The woman in front of me had a mask on. I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool, whatever. I get my stuff. She's already out in her car. As I'm bringing my 2 pizzas out, she has her mask off, and she's licking her fingers as she's eating whatever the hell she bought. The fingers that were on the counter, on the money. I mean, some people you can't save. And I don't mean to be mean. I don't wish ill on anybody. But, you know, it just drives me crazy. That's all.
You know what? The interesting thing about it, Glenn, right? Talking, you know, we've had a couple of guests on this morning from China, and they're sort of coming out of it now, right? Talking to them, they're starting to come out of it and that. And what every single one of them said is the importance of being disciplined with this thing. If you're disciplined in the time of the lockdown, you will come out of it, because the cases do sort of die away and then they have it under control, and they're like, you know, you can come out, you can have a mask on, and they're just taking your temperature, but things are starting to return to normal there. And if people don't stick to, you know, the social distancing rules and the lockdown rules and stuff, it's just going to go on longer, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's 2 things you got to remember. Be safe and be smart. That's all you got to remember. I heard that you have 5-on-5 pickup games, football games going on in the park right now, which surprised. Is that true, or was that just a joke?
Well, Claude said that he was. Let me get Claude in there. Let me get Claude in there, because I know you always talk about it. There's Claude there. Claude was saying that the other day he went out to the shops and he saw some guys playing a game of football, a 4-a-side football game. And Claude's solution to that is that we should get the army out on the road and they should shoot on sight. And I think you're the type of guy to agree with that.
Is that true, Claude, or did they reopen the liquor stores there? What's going on? Is that true?
No, I'm in favour of the shoot on sight. Are you in favour of that? Shoot on sight. What do you think, Ben? I don't mean in your household either, Glenn.
I so admire. I know, Claude, you're genuinely miserable, but I so admire you being alone and guys like DT. Well, I don't know about DT. What is he sitting alone in his hot tub, farting and blowing the air up? Yeah, I saw Claude. My family's killing me. I thought you were coming over here. I was going to your place, and I told you you can be with my wife too. And another problem fixed. Get your ass over here. I can't take it anymore. She's in love with you. Robbie, she saw him in that mental health video, and it's Claude, whatever.
There you go, Claude. You've got admirers, mate. You've got admirers. Glenn, Arsenal. We heard that this week that Stan Kroenke is going to give the club a cash injection to help us to get us through these troubled times. But you know, you being a fan over there in the States, you know that he's also got a lot of commitments in America. You know, I mean, he's got the LA Rams, he's got the Denver Nuggets, the Colorado Rapids. I mean, it must be quite a tough time for him, you know, because he's going to have to bail out all of these clubs.
Stan Kroenke is easy to figure out when he's lying. His lips are moving. That's how you know he's lying. It's an old joke, but it's true. Don't believe a word he says. This guy doesn't even go to games. Give me a break. He's like you, Robbie. You know, he's bored. He flies to Dubai. You know, it's I'm sorry, I shouldn't put you in the same because I love you, Robbie. But seriously, guys, don't believe a fucking word Kroenke says. Are we allowed to curse at 3:45 in the morning, Robbie? Too late, right?
Too late. So you're not buying it. You're not buying when he's saying that.
No, he's gonna give us a cash injection. He'll give us a different injection. Give me a break.
Oh well, that's interesting. So you're not trusting that?
No, not at all. Why would you trust anything that guy says? Seriously, Claude, do you believe him?
I don't think it's all Kroenke's fault. I think the recruitment's not underneath him hasn't been great either. I mean, he did give £72 million to this summer as well to get Pepe in. So it's not as if he hasn't given us money. He's given us money. If we've wasted it, it's not his fault. He's given us the money and we've wasted it on Xhaka, Mustafi, people, players like that. He's given them the money, but it's been wasted.
Okay. Claude, did you ever see the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Because I can't believe you stuck up for him. I don't think you're Claude. Who are you? Did you fall asleep? Did the pod replace you? Did the pod replace you?
I think it's too easy. It's too easy just to blame Kroenke because I think any owner that comes in is going to be. There's no guarantee they're going to do any different. It's too easy to blame him because if he's given the money, it's also you've got to look at the recruitment. Okay, he brings the recruitment people in. You've got to remember his knowledge of football is he's just an investor into the club at the end of the day. His knowledge of the game is zero, and he's got to put a lot of trust in the people in the recruitment staff. And I've got to say with Gazidis, and I'm not 100% sure about these latest characters that we've got in. Haven't really brought the right players in, have they? Gazidis has failed. You know, when he's coming, he's brought the wrong players in. I mean, he told Wenger, he put that thing. What was it? That stat thing that he gave to Arsene Wenger, trust in this stat thing, and we ended up with Xhaka instead of Kante. So. Sometimes it's just not. You can't just keep blaming the bloke. Isn't at the you can't keep blaming the owner. Sometimes you've got to look underneath the owner as well.
Okay, I understand that and I respect that. It's how you look at it. You know, for me, I like an owner that goes to a game once in a while and it doesn't feel like the team is just a toy to him, a little money toy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about. But I do respect your opinion, Claude.
That's down to the people that sold him the shares in the first place. You know, at the end of the day, he's not being secretive on that. He didn't say he was going to. He cares about the club. He came in.
To me, I'm with Glenn, man. I'm with Glenn. If you don't care, what's the point in having it? You know, I mean, go and Go and have something else.
Well, then you've got to blame the people that sold in the shares.
No, but you know, I've got to blame him now. I've got yes, that was many years ago, right? He's now had the club for a long time. If you're not interested in it, don't bother to have it. That would be what I'd say. Glenn, just give us some last words there. We're coming to the end of the stream.
Yeah, thank you, Robbie. I wanted to ask you with the last words is I can't tell how you feel about maybe football being back in June. Last time I talked to you, I talked about, the players and anybody else involved at the stadium being tested, and you seemed a little iffy about it. I watched you on and off today. You still seem a little bit iffy. I feel we're getting it back in June. I do.
I think I can't see it in June. I can't. If it does come back in June, it's going to be, I think any football that comes back is likely to be behind closed doors. That's not going to be very good either. But I don't know. I think June's too optimistic. If anything, maybe July, especially after talking to those guys from China today, maybe July, but I can't see it in June. But Glenn, thank you very much for coming on today, mate. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking back to you soon. I'm gonna get you on one of our week shows because it's always great to have you on, mate. Thank you very much.
That would be awesome.
Glenn,
all right, cheers, mate. Thank you. All right. And just before, listen, we're coming towards the end of this the stream here, but I've got to get DT in. DT, how you doing? How's that beard still? Well, hold on, why has the beard not changed colour yet? What's going on?
What do you think? What do you think? I'm going to a 24-hour shop that's not open to pick up random hair dye to dye my beard and stuff.
Make sure you get down to Boots today, mate. We're up on £13,163 and 24 pence now. So,
Robbie, it's not even 9 a.m. and you're talking shit. Stop. It's too early in the morning for this, right? Do you know what this feels like to me?
Too early in the morning. I've been doing this since 6 a.m. This one.
Hey, listen. You're right. You've been having your little 3-hour breaks and that. I was doing a 3-hour.
3-hour breaks.
Right. Listen. I was basically doing a quiz on my own because you gave me bloody Claude.
Yeah, what's up with you lot in that quiz, man? But you let me down.
Don't give me you lot. Ask him in the middle, Uncle Fester, as to what happened.
You guys let me down, man. You let me down.
I never let you down. Do you know what this feels like? This early in the morning, having to listen to you. It's like one of those European away days where we're up early, we're sat in the airport, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, I've literally got to put up with this guy all day in my ear.
Get that beard sorted out, right? Remember what you said. Remember your end of the thing. Get that beard sorted out. All right?
Don't worry, it'll be sorted out. I'm good to my word. My name's not Troops.
Listen, both of you, it's been a fantastic effort by both of you. Mm-hmm. Claude's been here with me since 6. Right, so well done and you're very disrespectful. You've been getting your rest every 3 hours. I was on a stream. I came off that stream at 3, and then I got about an hour's sleep, and then I'm back on this one. But we're going to be handing over very shortly to United Stand. United Stand are going to be taking it from. I'm going to get rid of him. Look, get him off there. Right. And I'll get him off there as well for the time being, right? United Stand are going to be taking it up in a couple of minutes' time. So make sure you get over onto their channel. As you can see, we've raised £13,163 and 24 pence. Let's have a big push for those last 3 hours to raise as much as we can. Remember, all the money that we make off of these streams is going into the pot as well. All the super chats, all of that is going in. And also, don't forget as well to donate. You can scan the barcode. The link is in the description. I want to thank everybody from the AFTV side who's helped to put this together. Tao, you've been brilliant. Well done to you, but working tirelessly behind the scenes. Jackie as well. Loomis, Laurie, Brennan. Exceptional work from Brennan behind the scenes as well. You guys have been amazing. So well done to all of you guys. I know you have hardly had any sleep throughout this whole stream. It's been a real marathon. I want to thank all the guests that have come on. Thank you to Claude. You've been brilliant, Claude. Thank you very much, mate.
No, I've just finished. It's time to raise.
It's time to raise. Trust me. So remember what Claude says. It's time to raise. And also thank you to DT as well. You know, I mean, he's been participating. Both of these guys have been participating in across both channels in everything. So well done to both of them as well. Well done, DT. Get that beard sorted.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed it. And you know what? Let's not make this a one-off. You know, even when life goes back to normal, let's maybe do an annual fundraising event, join forces, and maybe even bring in other fan channels so we can make it even bigger and better. Let this be the first of many, and we raise money.
Well said, that. Well said, DT. It's amazing what we can do when we all get together on something like this. And so thank you to everybody. But right now, what I want you to do is to get over to United Stand. They are taking it right through till 12 o'clock. So get over onto United Stand. Keep donating. Please keep donating. Whatever you have, no matter how small it is appreciated. If it's big, it is appreciated as well. Everything's appreciated on the same level. But keep donating. We're on 13,163 and 24. Get over there now and help Mark Goldbridge get this even further. We really, really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who supported the streams. Thank you very much.